We know you love us, but the information on our podcast is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. I understand I'm both an LPC and an LMFT. However, this is not intended as a substitute for professional services of any kind. If you or anyone you know needs professional help, please seek mental health services. It's Emma.
It's Zorric.
Host of the Day podcast, and there's a bottle of tequila on the table that I just realized there's a bottle of tequila on the table.
Are you kidding me? Why would that be there? Like, who put that there?
It was either you or Mando.
I don't know. It's from the gods. It just, it came from the heavens.
So we're excited to do a show for you as we have tequila on the table.
Yes, we are.
Next to the wine.
We may or may not have started drinking already.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have.
So we have some guests today.
Okay. Hello. How
Hi.
are you?
Hey.
Cindy and Mando.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello there. Cindy and Mando are here to talk about them.
Yes.
Yes. Us.
We're gonna,
You and
we
I.
always strive
Marriage.
about marriage, right? Like
Uh-huh.
we always want marriage. We're
Things
always
that people shouldn't aspire to.
Right.
Yeah. What is marriage?
So they're gonna tell us all the cold truths that people don't tell you
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
marriage
Marriage and chocolate.
and
chocolate. A little
Yeah.
bit about chocolate.
Yeah.
and how to keep marriage successful.
Are
in,
we gonna
your
talk
own
about that?
way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think
Yeah.
there's ways that you can continue keeping your marriage successful.
Yes.
As a marriage and family therapist, I would say that yes, there's 49% of the population that is having successful marriages.
Okay.
40, how much?
49.
I mean, it's a toss-up.
50-50?
I was
Yeah.
told
thought it
at
was
work
less.
that why do I even try? We're gonna get a divorce.
Oh.
She was a 3-time divorcee, so
Oh, no.
boy.
Well, let's not listen to her
No,
advice.
no.
Okay.
So Zorric, where can they hear us?
They can find us on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also Spotify. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and review. You can also send us an email at hello@datepodcast.com or find us on Instagram and Twitter at datepodcast. So now for the fun stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me.
I have so much stuff.
Tell
Are you
us.
ready?
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting on the music. Okay. All right.
All right.
So let me start off with something that's just so cute because I love Nicole Richie. Love her from The Simple Life, right? That's how I found out about her.
Is she hot, Mondo?
no,
Is she?
no. I don't think so.
I love her.
I think she's okay.
She's cute.
You like her?
She looks okay, yeah.
She's cute.
I
like
mean, if you like that straight body line.
I mean, I haven't seen her lately. Yeah,
She is really short and petite.
she is.
I
Yeah.
will give her
very
that.
tiny.
I love her though, so much. And so we all know she's married, or at least I know that she's married to Joel Madden from Good Charlotte. And what?
Okay, go ahead.
And his twin brother Benji is married to Cameron Diaz.
Oh,
Yeah.
star-studded family there.
Yeah.
wow.
So Nicole and Joel have, I think, 2 kids, if I remember correctly. And Cameron and Benji don't have kids yet. But
Yeah.
it's their birthday, and it's so cute. Because I love how I follow Nicole on Instagram. And so she's, kind of public and private about her relationship with him, which I really, truly appreciate. Because it's not always, blasted in your face. And at the same time, anytime she does post about him, it's always something that is appreciative of him and vice versa.
Do you think they're gonna get a divorce?
Are they that?
If they keep it private,
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
I hope not. I think I'll cry if that happens because I love Nicole so much. And, unlike Paris, she actually, got married and settled down and had kids. Paris still hasn't found the one for her yet.
I
And
think-
maybe she won't. And that's
She's a
okay.
lot.
I think she's hot. I think she's
No.
hot. No?
Not for me.
Okay.
We're seeing a trend that
Yeah,
you
we see a
like.
trend with Zorric.
As long as it's a body. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'll take anything.
No.
Beggars can't be choosers. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So she's also the reason why Cameron Diaz married the twin brother, because she set them up.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that so nice of her?
She is not the reason. She is not the reason. She was probably just like the introduction, but they still had to get together and find the same values
Okay,
and
whatever.
blah, 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 right?
Values.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talk about values a lot here.
I do.
Oh, so cute.
So let me move on to this next thing, because I was like, over the weekend, or the past weekend, whatever, J-Lo got engaged for the 5th time.
¿Y el anillo
Yeah.
pa' cuándo?
Well, she got it. And it's huge.
Now, come on, Mando. J-Lo.
J-Lo's hot.
I would be a lesbian for her. She's beautiful.
I had a confession. Over the summers when I was probably middle school, I would waste all the ink in the printer at home and print out photos of her.
Oh, I think you can say all her song lyrics.
No, and I would make a collage on my wall of
Oh my
her.
God, you're such a girl.
Were you courting Cindy? With
No,
this wall?
no.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, that was way.
That'd be gross.
that was way after. No.
We'll tell you why later.
Okay. oh, wow.
I think that's pretty good.
Intrigue.
I mean, instead of buying like a magazine, you print stuff
print it
out.
out. You
You
get
know,
your own-
very
But then I got in
industrious
trouble
He
guy.
made his own
because-
team bop out.
I got in trouble because I wasted all the ink, and then my dad's like, "Hey, I need to print this form," and I'm like, "Oh, we're out of printer ink." And he's like, "We just got it. What have you been printing?"
Ooh, and
Were
then what?
they safe for your bedroom?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of course.
Did you
What were you
confess?
doing in your bedroom with those photos?
Nothing. Nothing. I don't think I still discovered that.
I'm pretty sure everybody was thinking that. Like, why did you
No.
have these photos? Ew.
Ew,
Well,
stop.
This is our masturbation song.
Yes, I heard.
Mondo's done his research.
Mm,
It's like, love it.
there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, cute little baby Mondo.
Did you get in trouble though? I mean,
No, I think it just happened once, but I
Yeah.
had literally probably floor to ceiling.
She's like obsessed that
I
day.
was
then.
obsessed. I was obsessed
She's a
with it.
vampire woman, though. She
Yeah.
does not
She
age.
is.
Yeah.
Like, is it Puerto Rican genes or is it
I
like?
think it's a little bit of Botox, Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
Latina, and all her working out because she does.
Oh,
that
she does
Las
work
Vegas
out.
show.
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So. I'm
So
pretty sure.
she's 49. He is
Does not look-
43.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
He is 43. They've been together for 2 years. And the ring, because I feel like we have to talk about it, is estimated to cost between 1 and 5 million.
But that's
That's
a
a
big
lot.
gap, though.
That is.
It's a big
yeah.
gap. It's like me to telling you where I have a house. It could be worth 60,000 to a $500,000.
True.
You know,
I mean,
know.
it's a big ring. I'll show you the
Yeah.
ring in a minute. So obviously she's been like, I don't know if you guys know that she's been married 3 times. But, I'm sorry, 3 times before. So this will be her 4th marriage. She never got married to Ben Affleck. Thank the Lord, sweet baby Jesus, that never happened. I hated them as a couple.
Yeah, I didn't
Can I
care for
say
him.
that?
I didn't care for him.
Yeah. Oh, Ben Affleck's the worst.
I don't like his current wife or
Who
ex-wife
is it?
now. It was. Now
Oh,
she's
Jennifer
like,
Garner. I thought she was too good for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like the maid?
No.
Is that the babysitter?
I never even watched her movies. I don't even like them.
No, didn't Ben Affleck cheat on the babysitter with the babysitter?
Oh, the maid.
Yeah.
Oh
Was
my
it,
God,
or was
I
that
forgot
Judd
about the
Apatow? I
maid.
can't remember.
It was
No,
him.
I think it was the maid
was-
that
yeah.
separated
Yeah.
them.
Oh,
Because he was
yeah.
cheating, but I did not like Jennifer Garner. There's something about her.
Guys, how do you think?
I liked her in Alias, so that's why my love for Jennifer Garner started. And so I remember, like, sort of like not liking her anymore.
So I
Thank
wonder.
you for interrupting me.
Go ahead. We're on a beach right now.
So I remember not liking her when she started dating Ben Affleck. I was like, Jennifer Garner, I'm no longer a fan of yours. So when they like divorced, I was like, all right, I can like you again.
Aww.
That's really where my
Wasn't
I
she
just
in
don't like
on
him.
that movie
She does-
Juno?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
I
she
think
was.
that's the only
the
thing I
one-
really like her in that.
She
That
was
was the
in
only one.
Alias. She kicked a lot of butt in Alias.
And she's in that commercial for credit cards. I
Yeah,
think.
Capital One.
Yes. I don't
Mm.
like no.
Yeah.
You don't
So
do
we're-
it for me.
We're on a beach.
Oh no, I was just gonna. I was thinking about how he asked J-Lo out to marry. Right?
I
What
mean,
was the
she
proposal
wrote a
like?
whole song about it. El anillo pa cuando.
What
Which
did
means
it say?
when is the ring?
Where's
We
the
danced
ring?
to
Yeah,
that song
she, like,
before. You
it's
know
a-
that song.
But it's like no
song.
pressure. Like I
No
feel like
pressure, but when is that ring coming though?
Oh my gosh, I hate that. hate that
Yeah,
crap.
I think she put it out there in the world, just letting him know.
Yeah, my favorite husband of hers was Mark Anthony.
But he was.
He reminds me of Mr. Burns. And I just can't. I know he's like a huge sex symbol. I
don't think he's hot.
I don't either, but I know in like Latin American countries,
Yes,
people
they love
him
him.
and worship him, but I'm just like, there's nothing about him. That
I think that's why I love them together, because he humbled her down in that way, where it's like you can be hot in like the American culture, but guess what? In Latin America, I am the
He is top dog.
S-H-I-T.
Mhm.
He is
Yeah.
top dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. He's just Mr. Burns style to me. I can't.
Well, Anthony's ring that he used to propose to her was an 8.5 carat blue diamond Harry Winston engagement ring, and that was estimated to be worth $4 million. So I'm gonna guess that her ring from Alex Rodriguez has to be like in the $5 million, right? Because like, if it's J-Lo, like, are you really going to want to give her an engagement ring that's less than the last engagement ring that she got?
Wait, do you think she's shallow? Of course not.
Yes.
And it has to be $5 million because he's still making money off of the Texas Rangers. Still
Oh,
to
he
this day, I
is.
believe we're paying for them.
Dang it. I heard that like once you start, it's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. Like once you play, like you just still keep getting paid even if you're done.
Yeah. No.
What do you guys think of Alex Rodriguez? Cindy?
He's not that.
Hot? Not hot?
No,
Meh.
I don't like his face. Like his stature is great, like his body is great, but then when you look at his face, it's like,
Oh.
He has like a little scrunch face, right?
I don't know, it's like a little
Like it all
thumb.
just blends in together.
Yeah.
Just from looking in the sun, he's in baseball. you know?
Grinning. I don't know, like he has beautiful eyes, like there's beautiful parts about him, but there's just nothing that's like, damn, he's fine. So no, it's just,
Well, this new ring is a 15 karat emerald cut diamond engagement ring. So I'm betting that it's probably going to be more than the other one. And she said yes.
It's double the
Obviously.
carats from 8 to 15. It's
Oh,
gotta be,
yeah. Okay, you're right. I
You
can't
know-
do math.
who I think she should have married.
Who?
What's her name? Vergara.
Sophia.
Vergara's husband.
Oh my gosh. He was in Magic
He's a
Mike.
wolf.
Yeah.
In True Blood.
Yes.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What is his name?
That's who she should have married.
He.
She was
Yeah,
with
but
him?
he always.
No,
No.
never. It's just like my dream couple. That would have been perfect.
Joe Manganiello. Yes.
Manganiello.
Learn.
Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
You could play
He was in Magic
masturbation
Mike.
music.
Oh,
He was in Magic Mike.
Now you guys are masturbating.
And
I
he
had-
stripped in Magic Mike 2 to the
Oh.
Backstreet Boys song. And I was like, I have never been so turned on watching this
No,
movie.
never. So good. He's
So
just
good. Like, man.
What would you do to him, Emma? Tell
Stripping
me.
at a convenience
Oh, God.
store in the middle of nowhere with that water bottle popping up. Oh my God.
Tell me about popping up, Emma.
Just melt into the floor as soon as he took off his shirt. I was like, it's dead. There's nothing you would do. Can you do? I'd be like paralyzed.
It also didn't help that, like, so the first time I was like a little tipsy and I was like, oh my gosh, the whole time, like, woo, right? Like screaming and yelling with our friend Kaylee. And the second time I went with like Shannon and our other friend Jadad. And so like they were like not into it. And I was like really like drunk at
into
this
it.
point, right? Because I'm like, it's the second time, woohoo! So this song comes on and I was like, oh my, I started clapping from the beginning and the whole time I was like, woo! Like yelling, being so obnoxious. And they were just like, you need to stop. And I was like, no, he's stripping to the Backstreet Boys. I can't.
So good.
So good.
All the childhood dreams, teenage dreams coming through.
Yes.
He's so good.
What are you writing over there, Zorric?
Love notes.
About
Like, remember this for later.
Boys?
To J-Lo.
Making a note.
Backstreet Boys. Take shirt off.
So, and then like the plot thickened a little bit with this engagement because Jose Canseco,
Oh, yes, I heard.
said is accusing Alex Rodriguez of cheating on J-Lo with his ex-wife,
Ew.
Who's his ex-wife?
It's like this blonde lady.
Jessica Canseco. Yeah, she's a little blondie.
Yeah.
And so part of me was like, all right, like, why did you wait? Number one, like, why did you wait this long? And then number two, like, if they were not engaged and they had an open marriage, like, that's up to them. Like, why are you so butthurt when you divorced her in 1999?
Yeah.
Ew.
Jose Canseco's just trying to stay relevant. I don't even
Yeah.
I don't even think
I
he's
feel
relevant.
like they just do these
He's not.
conspiracy things.
The last time I remember
him.
him was on The Apprentice.
I remember that too.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I don't remember him.
I remember he played for the Texas Rangers for a little bit.
Because you
Oh,
like
he did too?
baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You just like baseball, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
It's opening day already, right? Or is it coming
It's
up?
in April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, April.
I would not know.
I think.
Cool. I won't be there, but I'll be there afterwards.
What are you
In spirit.
I'm gonna be at the games later, not at opening day though. No. So that's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's pretty good stuff.
Look, I like. Hello, future husband. You want to give me a $5 million engagement ring? Like, go for it.
Oh my gosh.
But then what if you
Sorry,
lose it?
Mondo. If she
What if I
finds one,
lose
I'm hanging
it?
out with her.
I'm not gonna. That thing is heavy. How am I gonna lose it? It's gonna
Ask
be.
Cindy.
Mate, that's
Blue.
what went wrong. You should have bought me a bigger ring.
We can get into that one later.
I wouldn't have lost it.
We can get into that later.
Shit.
That's a great segue into this couple here and chocolate.
Want to talk shit.
But I think first, Emma, I didn't know where chocolate came from.
It
So
comes
I
from,
wanted to learn.
Oh, from the cacao bean.
It does, right? But I found some information about like the history of chocolate.
Oh my god.
That
And-
comes from Mexico.
Yeah, supposedly it does. And
Supposedly.
yes,
Not
No.
it
supposedly.
says here.
True.
It's,
Es la
it's
verdad.
it says here evidence suggests that members of the pre-Olmec cultures living in what is now Mexico first
Yep.
produced chocolate around 1900 BC.
Mm-hmm.
But it was made from the cacao beans.
Yep. Cacao.
They mix it with water, vanilla, chili peppers, and other ingredients to make a beverage. Not like a solid thing that we see
Nope.
like at the
Trader Joe's.
Or whatever. On top of that, they viewed the chocolate drink as a magic elixir. For what, Emma? For what? Come on.
Penis.
Sex. Duh.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Aphrodisiac. So,
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
yeah. So is that
And
what you
I
heard,
have been
Cindy?
eating chocolate that
I've
wrong my
heard
whole
this.
life.
So like so I'm vegan now, but
Yeah.
I used to be right really into oysters and chocolate
Yes.
and
I
all
love
this.
oysters.
When I was very in my sexual prime, it was hardcore, but now we're married. So it doesn't
Mhm.
matter
Do you not
anymore,
think
right?
that you're at your sexual prime now?
Nah. I think I'm getting back there again, right?
I think
we're
we
getting
are.
back there again. We've had a weird spell. But yeah. But anyway, but
Yeah.
yes,
So that's where
right.
chocolate
we'll
came
talk about
from.
that later. We're like, oh, we're getting really serious.
So, and also in the 1500s, as Spanish fortune hunters arrived
Damn
in
the
Mexico
Spanish.
Let's
in search of gold and silver, but they
España es
found
no good.
chocolate,
yes.
and they brought it back to Spain, and so the Spanish hung on to it for about 100 years, until
Is this your Spanish music?
yeah, that's all I got.
Oh
It should have been flamenco. It should have been flamenco.
I was like, what is
Why are
this?
you asking the people that know the things that need to be played?
Hey, we will not get sued for this song, okay? That's the problem.
I cleared this.
Yeah. So there was a Spanish wedding that united the daughter of Spain's King Philip III and Francis Louis VIII. And in 1615 is credited. That's what was credited of bringing chocolate to France.
Okay.
So I have my French music here
You
too.
went real deep into
Yeah.
some chocolate facts.
So it went from Mexico to Spain for 100 years, and then it went to France. So now we're in France. And
This is when prizes rose.
what else happened? That's all I got. Oh, and also some interesting fact is that like Catholic countries said that consuming chocolate didn't violate the fast. So whenever people were doing like fast, they would just
Oh, we
drink
can eat chocolate.
Yeah.
I didn't
didn't
even
know
know
that.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It comes from
They
the
don't
Pope
let y'all
himself.
know that anymore, though.
No,
Because they're like, no.
you can't have chocolate. You should be eating chocolate. Like we even make a little post around this time for East. What is this called?
For Lent.
Lent.
Okay. For Lent, we always make a post like, eat chocolate. It would be a sin if you didn't. So
Word.
So, and I think from the Spanish wedding and the French wedding, aristocrats would give gifts to each other in the form of chocolate, since that was the first time it happened. And
So they still do what we do nowadays.
yeah.
Then.
Well, they started it, right?
Right.
And so in like 1847, J.S. Fry and Sons made the first solid chocolate bar, and that's how it started.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What were their names again?
J.S. Fry and Sons
Okay.
made the first solid
Thank
edible
you.
chocolate bar from just 3 ingredients in 1847.
Okay.
What were
Okay.
the 3 ingredients?
Sugar, cacao,
Most likely. Yeah.
or butter.
Yeah. And something else interesting is that $75 billion of chocolate is sold every year. 75 billion. That's a ton of dough. And as far
You
as
just need 1 billion. And
yeah,
it would be good.
right.
Mhm.
And you need to share with us just a few.
Just a little bit.
Few
I'd sprinkle
crumbs.
it everywhere. I wouldn't be stingy.
Yeah. All I have to say is I have a couple more facts. That obviously it was used as Viagra back in the day. So it was known for
Y'all are
seducing
welcome.
many women over the course of his lifetime. Casanova referred to chocolate as the elixir of love and drank it instead of champagne. So he would just like down this shit to get really sexy. And
I'm wondering how much of it is like the placebo effect. You know, like, oh, this is gonna get me so turned on. I'm so turned on.
I'm glad you said that because the power of dark chocolate lies in its micronutrients. So there's a thing called tryptophan, a building block of serotonin, and phenolphthalein, a part of amphetamine, are both associated with feelings of falling in love.
Oh.
Yeah. So the hormones serotonin and amphetamine are part of the brain's way of indicating sexual arousal.
So basically,
Yeah.
if I am starting to fall in love with, or if I don't know if I'm falling in love with someone, but like that person needs to give me just a lot of dark chocolate so that I can fall in love with them. To like associate, like the Pavlov effect, to like associate love
Or
with
if
this
you're
person because of the dark
sad
chocolate.
and you don't know what love is, go ahead and eat a lot of dark
Actually,
chocolate.
I do that, yeah. Anytime I'm sad, I'm like, I need some chocolate.
It cures everything. Yeah.
It does.
Hello, even J.K. Rowling wrote about it in the
Yes,
Harry
she
Potter
did.
books,
Them
which is why
chocolate
anytime that the mentors came, you had to eat a piece of chocolate. Like, yeah.
Oh, we're about to do that too with the Museum of Fort Worth.
What?
Chocolate frogs. I'm like a huge Harry Potter fan.
Me
so,
too.
yeah. I love everybody. So
Isn't
we had
that-
a whole conversation about
Oh
it.
yeah, look at my wine glass.
I know. I kept looking at it. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to fan out. But yes, I love Harry Potter.
Me too.
And then I have a scar right here. So I used to like
So
draw it in
you're-
like a, I'm Harry Potter. And I'm bringing you chocolate. So
Okay. So,
Why are we talking about
so
chocolate
we
so
talked
much?
we talked about chocolate. So now let's talk about
But why? What is the connection between chocolate and
And your
Cindy and
penis.
Mando?
there's a,
And your penis. Yes.
well, there's a lot. We don't have time for that per se. Started when I was like 13 years old.
Mom, give me a sticker
You
bar.
also
Yeah,
use a
go to
lot
my
of
room.
ink in your printer, printing out pictures of girls.
J-Lo, I had some chocolate before.
No, you just were in your room doing
Since I
this
was
a lot.
13.
Oh,
Just discovering myself in many different ways.
Are you
I didn't use
at
ink.
points?
I used VHS. I didn't really use the
Chess?
VHS.
Oh, VHS.
Yeah.
I was like, chess? Chess was your turn on?
And magazines, lots of magazines. Oh boy, where's this going?
Oh, Lord.
You're the one that's closing.
You're oversharing now.
Okay, Cindy. So
Let's go back to.
so the connection is Cindy and Mando,
Yes.
but they have a connection. Lots of connections.
That goes deeper than chocolate.
Yeah. First of all, how did you guys meet?
You want the
You want me
short?
to- Okay, if you want the
version?
short version, come to me. If you want the long version, go to Mondo.
Let's compromise.
Okay.
Therapists, let's have them
would you
compromise.
like?
How about Mondo, you start and then Cindy can finish.
Okay. Which I always do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I told her this past week, it's a race. It's not a marathon. Or it's a sprint, not a
so
marathon.
deep.
It's a sprint all the time. Jesus. We're in a horrible
Okay.
pattern.
I have a sex therapist friend that you guys are more than welcome to go to. I'll
Okay,
give you
thank
her
you.
number afterwards.
We will take her number. I mean, we don't have an issue about having sex. I think it's the fact that we don't have a private space to have it. But he has to have it a private space. I'm good anywhere, but
Yeah. Whatever. So we met
he's like,
New
what?
Year's Eve 2007. A friend of ours was dating her sister, her younger sister. And long story short, we were at my parents'. It was just me and my cousins hanging out at my parents' drinking and having fun. We had no plans. So then we called the friend that was dating her sister, and he advised us that there was a party going on at his sister's, which was Cindy's house.
So I was 27, had my own home, and had like
And
a
I was
bomb-ass
20.
Oh my
job.
gosh, I had it all.
I had it
Wait,
all. I
what's
had
the difference here? Age difference?
We're 7 years apart.
She went on
But I am
record
33.
finally.
I'm 33 still.
Who's older?
Cindy.
He is. No.
Cindy is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, long story short, he called us. He's like, hey, there's a bunch of booze. Come on over, hang out. And so we went, and I went with just the hopes of, well, I'm just going to get drunk.
Right.
You know,
Because
that's
it's
it.
New Year's.
Yeah, it's New Year's. I'm just going to go get drunk.
Same for me. I was like,
And I walked in, and I remember seeing her to my left. She was at the sink.
Ooh.
And I saw her, and I was like, oh, she's cute. But before that, I had already looked through her sister's photos on MySpace.
which was random.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
very
God, it was
random.
already MySpace day.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
MySpace day. So he
He does
already,
research.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was already looking through my sister's Instagram to see. Facebook,
MySpace.
Oh my God, MySpace to see like who her friends were, her family was. Saw her family.
I ran across her her profile, and I saw her. I was like, oh, she's cute. She has some highlights. Okay, she's cute. Long
Highlights
hair.
are in.
Oh, you had
And,
the 2007 highlights? Oh my gosh,
So
yes.
cute. I had the lowlights and the highlights.
And then they introduced us. We talked for a little bit, and then
Wait, so when you guys first met, that first hello, my name is Mando and Cindy, like how did you feel? Did you feel something yet?
she
Yeah.
says something.
I did, but I was really drunk. Like, more than usual, I think, right? Because I was in my house. And it was
Yeah.
like my first house, my first year there. Like, I think I'd only been at my house 6 months, maybe, because I moved in the summer. And I was a single mother also. And I was 27, so I'm like doing it big, right? I had shots, and we had alcohol, everything. And so I don't condone drinking and driving. So we were just, everybody that was drinking there was hanging out and just having a good time. And then he walks in, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's cute. And
So your heart like beat for a little
Beat a
bit,
little
and then
bit,
you had
and I
like
was-
butterflies in your stomach.
and I was like, una señora, like what is it, señora de hecha y derecha, which means, can you translate it for me?
I
Like
don't
Like
know.
straight and
a
narrow.
maid,
like-
straight and narrow lady.
Okay, yeah.
So so I was excited. I was like, okay, I got I'm an IMPNDT. You know what that means? So I was like having a great old time and like just being a super host. And I like sat down next to him, offered him shots.
There's a blurry picture out there
But-
somewhere where she has a tray of Jello shots,
Shots,
and she's
and
like
the-
feeding me to them.
Yeah. But
So that was the aphrodisiac.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
the shorts.
Yeah.
And in
Jello shots?
Jello shots.
What flavor?
All, I don't
All-
know. Whatever she was feeding me, I was taking
the
it.
rainbow of Skittles. So he was tasting the rainbow, and I had my eye on the prize.
Oh.
But I did not know that he was 20, and I was 27.
Oh,
so like
goodness.
when you said earlier, like, what did you were talking about something, and I'm like, he would have been in like junior high, and I would have been like way graduated at that point. Or
Oh, and he was like printing pictures of J-Lo.
That's pretty gross. Like me and my sister had a whole combo. She's like, so when you were 19, he was like 13 in middle school. Like, how gross is that? When you
Okay, but J-Lo also said age ain't nothing but a number, right?
Oh, Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, I'm sorry.
Aaliyah.
Whatever. We've been drinking wine this whole time.
So did R. Kelly though.
R. Kelly said that too.
It is a number. It is a number.
But it was
It is a
consensual.
number. It was consensual, and it was
Consensual.
over 18
Yeah,
in the state
it
of
was.
Texas.
But still, it was weird.
Well, we met, and again, I've never been the woman chaser, and,
Yeah.
you know, I've never been that man, and So at that time, my cousin was driving. He was a DD, and he was like, "Hey, we gotta go." And
because I asked him to stay.
she was like, I told her, I was like, "Hey, I'm leaving," and she was like, "Oh, you should stay."
Vest.
And I was all like, "No, I have to go. My DD wants to go home. He's leaving." And she was like, "Oh, he can stay. I have another room. He can stay too. You can stay with me." And
that's hot.
Still to this day, I kick myself for not staying. I was so naive. I was so naive that I was just like, "No, I gotta go." Like, I could have just stayed and figured out how to get home the next day. But I was just so naive to it. So I was like, "No, I'm leaving." I left. I think a couple days later, I sent her a message on MySpace like, "Hey, it was fine."
You slid into the DMs.
I did.
Yeah.
And it snowed. It snowed in Dallas. And I sent her a message saying, "Hey, party was fun. Thank you. Next time you have a party, invite us." And she was like, "Yeah, sure." She gave me her number. And then we all kind of started hanging out. And then 20 days in, we kind of sealed the deal.
Like, what do you mean?
As far as we became official. And,
yeah. So you said you don't usually chase women. Like, what made you?
What is chasing women?
Yeah.
I think the courting and the, "Hey girl, what's your name? What brings you here? What's your sign?" And I've never
spitting some game.
Yeah, I've never been that. I've always, my dad kind of drilled that into my head that you're respectful, and if you're gonna have sex, you can have a kid, and if you have a kid, not that your life is ruined, but now that's your focus, and you're gonna be a man and step up. So I was always very respectful of the woman organ, and I didn't try to abuse it or anything,
But I gotta give you props because that's a lot of reasons why I don't have sex. It's because I'm always like, if I have sex, I'm gonna get pregnant, and if I get pregnant, I'm gonna have a kid, and then if I have a kid, I can't do all of these things.
I mean, it could be. It could also be that guilt. That
yeah, no, for sure. Like, I grew up Catholic, so definitely it's like Catholic guilt for sure. I get it 100%. And at the same time, I'm like, I am not ready to carry a child. Like,
Correct.
no.
Are you on birth control, Emma?
I'm not having sex, Zorric.
Oh, I'm just saying you can be on birth control.
We need to be having sex. You are a young woman in your prime.
I am going to my OBGYN soon, so it's out there now.
Get a refill of that Pez,
But to go back to the story, so that night when we were drunk, at one point I do remember that I went into the restroom when I was in my drunken stupor, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, and I perk up and I'm like, I'm gonna marry that guy.
No fucking way.
And
Are you serious?
I remember to the day that I said that to myself, and I'm like, I was so drunk.
Convinced,
it was awful,
yeah.
and I was so convinced that I was gonna marry him, and it was just so weird that we are now.
And I thought it was gonna be a booty call.
Oh,
I mean, that was my goal.
Right.
For a little while.
She told you could spend the night,
the only
right?
reason I thought that was because I knew the age difference.
Oh,
So I was all like, I'm 20.
independent
I was living at my parents. I was making $10 an hour. I was like, I can't even take her out to the bar. I can't go to the bar with her because I'm 20.
Yeah.
So I can't even buy her a drink. And she had a house. She had a career.
So your
all that.
comparison kind of brought you down in that moment.
Correct. So I was like, no. And then we dated for a while, and then I kind of broke it off. And I was like, she had a son. And I was like, no, you need a man. What good am I? I'm still a kid. I can't provide anything for you. So we broke up, and then
I said, don't you worry about
and then
a thing.
she DM'd me and she said, don't worry about a thing. And I said, okay.
My child, my house.
And I said,
got
okay.
this.
And that was kind of the end of that. And I just
so my thing is to young women, stop conforming to all these things that you should. You should only date somebody that is single or doesn't have children and all that. No, step outside of the box. You never know, you might find somebody else. Yeah.
I think we talk a lot about first dates on the podcast. Was it super romantic for you guys?
Hell no.
No, because we met in January, and February came up, and I did a little. I say scavenger
really
hunt.
cute.
It was cute, but it was
so
just
cute.
I made little notes
He won
go
my heart
here,
with
go
that.
here, go here, go here, within the house.
Yeah, and I was a sucker for that. Yeah.
I love that. Future husband, you can do that to me too.
Yeah.
What was at
Put
the
it out
end?
there.
Was it Mando wrapped up
I think
with a bow over a certain body part.
It was cute little gifts throughout my house, right? Which is really cute. And then we went to eat at
Golden Corral
Oh.
I love
with
it.
my sister-in-law and my cousin.
You're like a girl likes to eat, so.
Was this like a Mesquite or something?
It was
No,
in
it was in
Irving.
Irving. Oh, that's my hood.
Of a belt line.
I felt like that Golden Corral
It's still
was our
there.
first
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
still
So
there.
good.
I've been there twice. I'm not a fan of buffet, so
No, we aren't either.
I don't even know why
It
we
was
went
just
there. I
like-
think it was just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
But we've never been into Valentine's. We don't
let
really
my
celebrate it.
friends
So.
know that.
Do you guys give each other chocolate for Valentine's Day?
No.
We don't even see each other on Valentine's. It's so sad.
Yeah.
We do,
Yeah.
but it's in
But
passing.
we're usually like working together. So
well, because Valentine's Day is probably one of your biggest
yeah,
days,
it is.
right?
So it's like non-existing for
Yeah.
us. Like we don't do anything special.
So who
No.
proposed to who? Is it,
I did.
yeah.
How long after?
No, it was a long time.
No, what I'm saying. It's like
7 years.
no, it was in 2007. I
Was
don't know.
it?
Oh, it was 7 years. No, 2011.
Yeah, I don't know. Here
Yeah,
are the dates.
2011.
8, 9, 10, 11. So 4 years.
Yeah, 2011.
But I was about to break
Um,
up with him. I was like done.
Well, because
Why?
she,
I
I was
kept,
like J-Lo. Y el anillo pa' acá.
well, she kept dropping. She kept dropping hints, and I didn't want to make it obvious if she's dropping hints. You know, because I was like, that kind of ruins the surprise and, the surprise effect. So I spoke to her son in September
Because he asked Andrew for permission.
in 2010.
So cute.
So I spoke to him and I told him, hey, this is what I want to do. I was planning to do it in January of 2011, but my brother-in-law proposed to my sister-in-law on Christmas. So I was like, I can't do it in January because now it looks like I'm just doing it because
Right.
he
Yeah,
did it.
because I also had like a big speech where like if you're like I'm getting my own business, and if you're not jumping on this train right now, then you're about to be left.
Yeah.
And it was me telling them like they need to propose to us immediately, and then
But
Eddie proposed.
Technically, it was just you in
But
the
I was
business.
speaking out to Eddie
Yeah, yeah.
too, because Eddie was taking forever. Eddie's my sister's husband now. But yeah, and then Mando like caught on right away. He knew. What I was
No,
saying.
I had already that. It was, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I have an event with Rafael and other friends called
Who-
Kickspo.
Yeah, let's remind the audience who that is.
Kickspo is a sneaker streetwear annual expo.
Yeah,
that
and
we-
Rafa was in our Decolores episode.
Correct.
Yep.
And he's one of the founding fathers of Kickspo, and I'm one of the original 7 members.
Cool.
But so 2011 we had it at the Cowboy Stadium on the field in Arlington for the
Cool.
first time, and I invited Cindy to set up shop and sell chocolates and whatnot there, you know, to be one of the vendors. But every year she purchases raffle tickets. So I thought I'm going to do it at Kickspo on the middle of the star in front of her friends, like a
All my
theatrical
friends are
thing. And so she went, she set up, she bought tickets, and I memorized one of the raffle numbers, raffle ticket numbers. And so we had it set up, and they said the next winner that we call out, they're going to win this small little box. That day we had Kia, the car company, as a sponsor, and they said it may be a car, but you have to meet us at the middle of the star. Everyone knew pretty much. Everyone, friends, family, all her friends were there. And so then she
Sorry, I'm
wins.
looking at Cindy like shaking her head no.
So she wins.
She wins the
and-
actual Kia car.
No.
No.
Right? There's a
Which
funny story to
I
that.
Oh, okay.
There's a
I
funny
won the
story
Kia
to
car.
that.
Oh!
So
So it's like, yay, I'm engaged. Sad, I don't have a car.
So they call out her number and she's like,
really
oh my
needed that
God.
car,
She's like
though.
super excited. And then it worked out to where, they gave her the box.
God really does.
And she
listen.
didn't
And
open
it's
it.
like, no,
and then
you
she
don't.
gave it to me because she was so nervous. And then she turned around. And when she turned back around, I was on one knee. And her
was such a
words,
blur.
her words were, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was like,
Really? Did you have a long
really? Like-
speech?
No.
You just kinda
no.
Just-
He was like, will you marry me? And I'm like, really? Like, I needed that car. Like,
No, but then
I'm a
afterwards,
business
I get up, we
owner,
hug and
I'm like
kiss.
a single mother. And I'm like, damn, I needed that car.
We hug and kiss, and then she's like, I didn't win the car though? I was like, oh,
I
sorry.
was like, really? Damn you, Kia. Sorry, if you do need to give me a car, I'm here for you.
I think Kia should give you
Love
a
you,
card.
Kia. Thank you for the commercial. Love you.
Oh, it's funny we didn't mention
We
that
did.
to that. Oh, did you?
No, I've never
that's
mentioned it
funny.
to him that we did a Kia
Okay.
commercial for them, but it just clicked right now.
Yeah.
Damn. Opportunity missed.
So talk more about your business.
Oh, my business.
Yes.
So I started this business 10 years ago with my mother. We were both laid off, and so we started our business out of a need.
What is it called?
CocoAndre Chocolate Sia.
I've been.
It's so cute.
How does it
so
taste?
Good. Oh my god!
Did you get-
Like I couldn't stop eating it. It was like I almost
unicorns
inhaled it.
are prancing in your mouth.
Oh my gosh, should I take this chocolate before my dates? Just like
Yeah,
eat a bunch
you
of it.
should.
Just like-
Oh my God, we have made so many people get married. I should bring that up because they've we have the cutest customer. He was like an older gentleman, like in his
Love it already.
60s, 70s, maybe 70s.
And you have
he-
glasses and suspenders.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I
He's,
love
like,
it so
cute.
much.
He's got little white hair and he's adorable. And he married his wife because he presented her with like a chocolate high heel on their first date.
Oh wow.
And then like
And this is your chocolate
yeah,
high heel?
our chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how they got married. Like a year later, not even a year, they were
Oh.
married. And I'm like, y'all are so cute, but they'd like been divorced.
Was she
and
like,
now
I
they're
wanted a
live.
shoe?
And Bounty, yeah, oh, so cute. I just love this couple. But yeah, we have made people get married. We've been at
Wow.
people's weddings, and now they have like 10 kids. There's one guy that has like 4 kids.
I need a shoe.
So
Give me
if-
one of
Yeah,
those shoes.
you need one of those Louboutin high heels, designer inspired.
If you're
high
gonna
heels.
propose to, or like if this person's gonna let you have a tiger at the wedding
Yeah.
and come in with an elephant, then yes, I think you need to go to the chocolatier.
Is that what you require for your wedding?
Yes, that's
That's
what
in
he
the
requires
wedding.
for his wedding.
There's a contract.
And there's no monkey.
Nice.
No monkeys.
Just he
Aw.
wants to have a tiger that apparently I'm taking care of.
Oh, is
And-
it white?
It's like
white
a,
there?
Is
an
it a
assortment.
full blown?
It's a big one. It's like
Wow.
Yeah.
this is like Lion King up in here.
I mean, like
Wow.
my dream money would have a Black Panther.
I guess.
And he wants to walk in on an elephant.
Oh my God.
yeah,
that's
like in
beautiful.
those
Like,
Indian
literally
weddings. It's gonna be
picture it.
Like-
very cultural.
Like
Yeah.
Ryan did on The Office.
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, Ryan did that.
Oh my God.
Yes, when
You
he
and the
proposed to
other-
Kelly, and Kelly
yeah,
was like,
she was
no.
like, no. But they still made out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Made
Yeah.
out.
Quiet. We can't talk about that.
So
Leave it out.
Emma loves to make out. Anyways,
If you want questions.
so what else about the business? So what makes your chocolate so good?
What makes our chocolate good is that we are a family-owned company,
Mm-hmm.
and if you come in there, you're not meeting like random employees. You're meeting actually our family. You're seeing my mom in the back of the kitchen. Everything is made with love, and everything is hand-produced there in our shop. So you'll see our children there. So whenever you're in our shop, you feel like you're at home.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just walking into like a Hershey's factory in Pennsylvania. You're like actually remembered. So we usually try to remember something about our customers, especially if they're regulars. We remember or connect with them in some way. Like I might not remember everybody's name, but I'll remember like a story that they shared with us or whatnot. So we are just very connected to our customers.
And how long have you been in business?
10 years.
10 years.
10 whole years.
Tell us about ups and downs.
Oh, the downs were that we were when we started the business, me and Mando were dating for like 3 years, right? It was good. And then all of a sudden Mando was laid off, and I think that was the hardest part. Mando was laid off. I was pregnant. My aunt was passing. Like, here we go. We're going to go sad. My aunt was passing from cancer. My grandma was also passing, which was her sister. And then we were trying to open our chocolate shop, which was getting built out. So we were paying dual leases or mortgage and a lease. So we were like, money's coming in, money's coming out. And I was pregnant. So like having to deal with Amanda, I'm like trying to be a businesswoman and happy on one
Oh,
side.
your first kid.
Yeah,
Together.
our first kid together.
Okay.
And Mondo is like laid off. And it was just a really difficult time. All this stuff, we were driving to Houston and, you know, hanging out with my cousins while my aunt was passing. And then his aunt passed away and his grandma passed away. So those were like, I think the hardest 2 years of our life. And that was like between 2011 to 13th, I think.
Yeah.
Emma, do you
Like, as
think
soon as we got engaged, it was like disaster.
Yeah.
do you think
Yeah.
that breaks most couples? It seems like a lot.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's just a testament to like your either communication or relationship with each other, because like I'll be very honest, like I had 4 people pass away last year. So actually 3 people and my dog. And it's still really tough for me to talk about it, but grief is real.
It's very real.
And it just takes over and consumes you.
Yeah.
And it's like we were going through like all these highs. We're having a daughter together, and then all these lows are coming around us. Like we ran out of money to move into our like new location because the build out just got way out of hand, like build outs do. So it was just a crazy time. Like at home it was tough, at work it was tough. I'm creating this child and I should be going to like this, I should be experiencing like the best time of my life.
Right.
And it wasn't. Like my child was born in grief during that time. But
and then
like
and then I had a job right when she was born, and I took the 3-4 days off when she was born. And then I went to work the next day, and then they laid me off. So I called her about like 10 or 11 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning, and I told her, hey, they laid me off. And she was like, yeah, okay, bye. Because she thought it was a joke because it had happened already 4 times prior to that. So she was like, yeah, whatever, you're joking, bye. And then I showed up, and she was like, you're not kidding. I was like, I'm not. So at that point, she stepped up a week from giving birth. She went back to work.
Wow.
And I stayed home with the baby.
So like for me, this was like going to be like my child that I get to like hang out and be at home and enjoy and whatnot. And it was like the complete opposite. I'm like, okay, breastfeeding on my break, having her under my desk and all kinds of stuff. So it wasn't like a time where I really got to enjoy being a mother again, because my prior child, I raised him by myself. So it was just always hard, like me always working and doing for him, and this one I really wanted to enjoy. So it was just again all over again.
But I mean, the situation was the situation is bittersweet because I got to enjoy 3 months with her, and not a lot of fathers can say that,
right?
You know,
and
so
they have like the best bond ever. So
and I took the whole stay-at-home dad role very serious.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I got up, I took Andrew to school. I would take Gala away from Cindy, so she could sleep a little bit, you know,
she
in
was
comfort.
a breastfed baby, and she's like so clingy to her titties.
So,
Zorric is too.
So I would take her away.
Not yours, but just in general.
I love titties.
I would take Gala with me to go drop off Andrew, come home, feed Gala, you know, make Cindy food, lunch, and then clean the house while she's gone, pick up Andrew, come back home, cook dinner. And I would, because we have the Find My iPhone or whatever app, I would see what time she's coming home. So by the time I would see that she's coming home from Oak Cliff to Irving, I would start to heat up the food and make sure everything was warm and ready.
Are y'all still in Irving?
No,
we
Okay.
moved.
We moved to Oak Cliff.
Yeah, I work in
not
Irving.
live anymore in Irving.
Okay, Cindy, that's fine. I'm still there.
No,
It's okay.
I mean Southside, we're still good.
I am Southside Irving.
So through
Do
these,
you know the gang sign though? I mean,
Uh-oh.
like Southside.
No, I can't remember that. Like,
No.
I went to the
teach
academy, okay?
Oh, did you?
And I went to Nimmons, but I was
Oh,
mostly
we
at the
went to
academy.
Nimmons too.
What class
Stop. 1994.
Oh, I was 05.
Would have been in uniform. I wouldn't know. I would have graduated.
I don't
Did you
know.
go to Bowie?
Yes, I went to
Okay,
Bowie.
me too.
I went to Schultz. I
Me
went to
too.
Oh, you went to Southside Irving. You should know the dance, the Southside Irving dance.
Well, I actually grew up in a really white neighborhood in South
Oh
Irving.
my god! We live like right by Brahms. So you know where Schultz is at?
Yes.
That was our first house. My parents' first house that they ever bought was on Schultz in Irving Heights.
Well, I
mean,
actually live by
Irving
Lee
Heights.
Britton. I'm gonna put this out. I live like by Lee Britton and
There's a
Schultz.
company over there.
But I couldn't. But my mommy and my dad, my parents did not want me to go to Britain because they didn't have a dual language program.
No, they
they
didn't.
wanted me to like learn Spanish, and so because they wanted me to learn, I tested out, but my parents were like, "No, she's learning Spanish."
And I
Damn
didn't
it!
like that because I think it held back children.
What?
Okay, keep going. The dual language program.
No, it actually doesn't.
Okay.
And so I went to Schultz.
Yeah.
My sister and I went to Schultz because my parents were like, they need to learn. They wanted us to learn the grammatical way of like speaking Spanish. So
Yeah.
I know. Like, so it was funny when I started transitioning to read English. and I would read something, it was really difficult for me to know where a question was or where an exclamation was, because in Spanish you have the beginning exclamation and the end exclamation. And so when I was little and I was like teaching myself how to read English, I'd always look for it and I could never find it. I could only find the end one. And I would be like, how do people know when the exclamation begins or when the question begins? Because that's how my brain works.
Yeah, exactly. It's horrible.
Actually, like learning two languages at the same time makes you a lot more smarter.
It does.
So.
It's actually sexy for a woman to know more.
Language.
Not when they're yelling at you.
Oh, no. Because I need to know what they're talking
Is she
about.
cussing at you?
Yeah.
Well, Zorric wouldn't know the difference. So could
He'd be like, yes.
It sounds good to me, girl. Oh, you're mad because I didn't watch the
yes.
It's all right.
Call me cabrón again. I love it.
I love it. Sí soy. Sí soy. That's all
So,
he knows.
so during those bad times, like what kept, so for our audience out there that's like in a relationship or at least trying to be in one, like what keeps you guys together? Like what was it?
I don't know, to be honest, because I would
I think
seek
it's
her.
that we really do love one another down deep. We need everything.
What does that
Real
mean?
deep.
Like, what do you
Real
mean?
deep.
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I don't know.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Go.
Say?
Like I couldn't see my life without him in it. So like if I'm out, even like if I'm out with my sister, because my sister's younger, so I accompany her to a lot of places because she's single and she's like 32, right?
Yeah.
She's 32 and
Yes.
single. So I accompany her a lot to a lot of things that her single womanism wants to do. Like I'm
She
going
can start hanging out with me all she wants.
I'm like, and that's what I told her. Find friends your age, girl. But she does not. So she's like an introvert. It's horrible.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
gosh, I love introverts. Introverts are like projects for me.
I need to send her your way then. It's like, but yeah, like we just, it's like, it's just an undenying thing. Like, I just know that I can't live life without him being in it. And he's a great dad. He's a great person. And I think I pulled him out of his shell. I made him better.
Because I was an introvert.
He was like
Mondo,
Very
as
much
Cindy
so.
is sharing all of this, what is coming to your mind? How do you reflect
Are you
back
gonna
to Cindy?
cry?
No, it's funny because we don't talk about that. We don't talk about our feelings.
We're not, like,
we're not
lovey-dovey.
we're not lovey-dovey, you know.
We don't
And that's what she
have-
meant
Okay,
about.
so again, I'm asking you to reflect upon your.
It makes me happy.
Okay.
You know,
What is happy for you, Mondo?
Oh, let's get deep. Let's get pour some more wine.
Get that mezcal.
Mezcal.
happy for me is that she's happy, that she doesn't have to worry about the house,
Yeah.
that she doesn't have to worry about.
His
coming
love
home to
language
cook.
is
It
acts of
doesn't-
service.
Like,
Yes.
so I hear
Yes.
you,
Yes.
Mondo.
Yeah.
I hear you, but it sounds like for you, your happiness actually means security.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
So deep.
So when she,
I know. I'm like, dang, girl.
That's
When
what I
she,
do. What I
um,
do. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
So when she
gonna
told
write
me
you a
that she was
check
going to
right now.
open the chocolate shop, I told her good luck because I didn't think it was going
He
to
was
work.
not supportive.
When she told me we're going to open in Oak Cliff, it's going to be a chocolate shop, and I was like, yeah, it's not going to work out. So, you know, I worry a lot. You know, I'm a very logical thinker. I worry about everything. If she doesn't call me, you know, that she made a stop home from work, it worries me a little bit because I think of, oh, maybe she had a car accident. You know, I worry about every single thing. So,
Does it ever get tiresome of having to be the warrior?
yes, no, very much
Yeah.
so. And I think I just found that out a couple years ago, that I think I have anxiety.
Oh, yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
and it's because of that, but it stems back to my parents, how I was brought up was there was always an expectation, and if that expectation wasn't met, you were in trouble.
What do you think your expectation is currently in regards to like your
For-
family and Cindy?
For everyone just to be happy. I know that's
No,
a broad,
what is your
my expectation
Uh-huh.
for them or for me
for you? What's your expectation for yourself in regards to them?
to be the best dad, I guess, the best husband. You know, if she needs me to pick up slack, I'll pick it up. You know, be there for Gala. You know, even coming here tonight kind of broke my heart a little bit, and I almost thought of like, well, we'll just cancel. But I was like, no, she understands. She's a very logical thinker as me, but yeah, I think my expectation is just to be the best version of dad or husband. And it's funny because I reflected on this on Sunday. So we went out Friday, and we were at a bar here.
FC Brewing, right?
No, we were at Las Almas Rotas.
Oh, okay.
We
Shout
love
out to them too.
Yes, we love Four Corners, but we were at Almas Rotas, and she was hanging out with some girlfriends, and I was hanging out with a friend of mine. We're outside, and our love language too is like dancing and music, and
So it's acts of service.
yeah.
Yeah. I would think it's acts
You
of
guys aren't
service.
physical touch for sure.
No, we're not.
Then you're not words of affirmation for sure.
No.
I think it's acts of service.
Yeah,
I think
acts of
dancing's
service.
acts of service.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And they played
acts of
reggae
service.
music, and she was in tune with her crowd. I was in tune with my buddy, but I heard the reggae music, and
And
I
as soon
like
as we
we
heard
locked
that-
eyes.
Sean Paul
And it-
kick in. We're like, I need my man.
So, but it's those little things like
Yeah.
that reaffirm that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
You
talk
know.
to the dudes out there. So how did you know when? Hey, I should marry this woman? Like
An
how
older
when?
woman.
Like how did it happen?
I think it was when she told me, "Don't worry about anything." When she
Gotcha.
told me, she's told me a couple times, and it's harsh the first time you hear it. It's when she told me, "I don't." How did you put it? I don't need you here.
No, I don't need you.
I
here.
keep you because I want you here.
Yeah.
So
Because
therapy.
I'm
I want to
older,
hear
so
that.
I don't
right.
need him to do anything for me.
Right.
Like, I just need him to be my man. Like that's
Right.
his
But
role.
he,
Like,
but he didn't need to be there. Come
Yeah,
on,
he
he's a
doesn't-
good-looking guy.
No,
I mean,
he's-
obviously.
So
I guess.
yeah.
No,
So I'm
he is a
thinking from
handsome
it, like,
guy.
okay, so I'm gonna go therapeutic a little bit because what I'm hearing from you, Mando, is like there's this need for you to be this provider, this person that provides safety and security to your family, right? And then here was Cindy, who was already doing that for herself, and then here's you, I think, questioning like, how am I gonna fit into this
Correct.
world that Cindy has created? And so, and you know, like we're all Hispanic, Latin, right?
Going
And
in
so, like
deep.
this
Going
is.
in
And so for us, like, and I think Zorric, this speaks for you too, that like we're brought up that it's the man that's in charge, right?
Yeah,
It's like
we try to be.
right.
Yeah.
And so and a lot of times it's like when you have a single like parent household that it's the mom that's the single parent, it's a lot of times it's viewed as you have to have a husband or you have to have a strong male lead, especially if you have a son, to be the man of the house, or you have to teach your son how to be the man of the house. And so when Cindy said those words to you, Mando, it sort of like took off that burden off of you
Yeah,
to
no,
where you
definitely.
didn't feel like you had to fit that role anymore. So like that experience for you that you didn't have to fulfill this role that you placed on yourself, what did that change for you?
Because when I moved in, and especially when I met Andrew, I met him, he was 9. He could cook and wash clothes. Something
And
as
Mando
of
didn't know
20
how to do
years
that.
old, I didn't do that. Because
Your
I
mom
lived,
did it.
my mom did
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I actually just learned how to wash clothes a couple years ago. Just learned.
Oh, it's a little longer
It feels like it's been a couple of years.
because I don't wash your clothes ever.
No. And then I'm afraid she's going to ruin it too. So
Yeah,
I'd
no.
rather.
No,
it's
but like
fine.
yeah, like I had become like my household had like its own little thing going, like its own little what is
It's
it?
a
Ecosystem.
whole
routine.
system. Yeah.
Like my dad was my son's like role model and
Right.
male like role model. And then like for Mondo, it's like you don't have it to do anything of that with us. Like we're already like
We're
working and
functioning,
functioning
yeah.
like, without you. So you just have to be like my person, my go-to person, and that's all I really need. Like that's not your burden, but of course, like Andrew did get attached to him, and which is good, and he got attached to Andrew. But yeah, like we did take that burden off of him. Like, and I'm glad you're pointing that out because I didn't see
I've
it
never
like
thought of
that.
it that way either.
Yeah, like you're just like you are really working tonight.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Yeah.
why I do what I do, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said about a strong woman too. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
no,
that's really hot
definitely.
for sure.
Oh,
I-
for sure.
yeah.
And I think that's what I liked was I saw her as a wall, you know, that wouldn't let me over or into
I
her
don't
space.
think that it was a wall that wouldn't let her into your space. I think it was very welcoming from what it sounds like, and she was willing. I think that it was like again that these stereotypes and expectations that we have of each other, of what our roles are, and she's like allowing you to see something different. Correct. And then you, like, whenever your daughter Gala was born, like just having you be in that stay-at-home father role, I think that's so powerful. Because I don't think that we do that enough in the Hispanic culture, the Latin culture. And one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is I think both girls and boys need to have dolls growing up. I'm a big believer of that. And because, again, like, I kind of got, like, I get into my family all the time, right? Because I'm, you know, well, Emma's a therapist. She knows everything. Well, I don't know everything, but I, you know enough. Yeah. And so one of the arguments I get into them about is, like, because I like to, you know, give dolls no matter what. Like, I don't care. And so it's like, dolls are a girl's toy. Are they? No. Please tell me how it's not going to benefit them to learn how to take care of something when they become dads, or when they have younger siblings.
I'd like a G.I. Joe, honestly.
So what did you want, a Barbie?
I mean,
like, so they can hang out together as a couple.
I guess I could, like.
I did not have a G.I. Joe, but I did have enough Barbies, and I had a Ken doll. Okay.
Yeah, no, like my dolls. I guess growing up, I guess that is a difference in our households too. Yeah. Like, my mom was very like, gender roles don't matter. Right. Like, my dad would cook. If my dad was sick and he was staying at home, my mom would take the lead role. And my dad would be the one that was like cleaning and cooking and whatnot while my mom was taking care of the house. So I did have those like gender roles reversed. And I got to see that firsthand. And my dolls were always like boys and girls. I wasn't just like a girl that carried little baby dolls all the time. Like, my first doll his name was Chico. So I
did he live in el apartamento 512?
Yes, he did. He was so cute. And then I dropped him outside of the Fair Park Highway with the Highway 30, and I was like showing him like the fair, and then he like flew out of Poor Chico. R.I.P. Chico. I love you. I miss you.
Now he's in the grass somewhere.
He's like, he's gone. Poor thing. But yeah, like, those gender roles are always reversed in our household, and he comes from a household where it's like
very traditional.
Right, boys mow, boys make the meat. Boys.
But so who opens the car door? Does that happen?
We don't do that.
I never did it. We don't.
Yeah. No, you did. You started out like that. And I was like, that's weird.
But it was weird for me too. Yeah. I was doing it because I thought that's something she expected.
No, anytime I'm with Zorric, I always expect him to open the car door for me.
It's a southern thing.
Yeah. He always opens the car door for me too. So it's so funny because one night we went out and with my other friend, and she was like, "What are we still doing here?" I was like, "I'm gonna have Zorric open the door," and he did. She's like, "This is weird."
We're not natives to Southern cultures, so why are you forcing him to do that?
Because he likes it.
No, but it's just something that was taught to me too.
It's legitimately. It's appreciated.
No, and it's something that I learned like through our friendship that he likes it, and if he likes it, then I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I'm not like because I'm like as much like. Here's the deal: is that okay? Let's pretend like Zorric and I were dating. If this is important to him, pretend. No, gosh, we're not dating. But this is important to him, right? Like you like.
We talk about your cleavage every week.
We do talk about my cleavage every week. Yeah. But this is something that's important to you, is that not? Like, because that to you, it's like that your value.
Yeah, I value it, but it also reminds me to open up a door with my date. So it's just like repetition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a free throw shot.
So like, why am I like if this is something that he's willing to do, like obviously like I'm not going to expect him to do it if it's raining. However, like if this is something that's important to him, like why am I going to stop him from doing something that's important to him? That like if he's a acts of service like love language, like why am I going to stop him from doing something that he enjoys that in his way he's showing love to me?
Fair enough.
Aww.
So
that's pretty sweet.
Thank you, Emma. So Cindy,
you're welcome.
Did you have a lot of relationships before Mando?
Oh my God, I was
Talk to us about that.
Is it the urban girl inside you?
And it's funny because this is something I've always wanted to know. You've never told me.
Should have been on our no list. Oh my God.
That's funny.
Am I blushing it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you've been on dates before Mando.
You can say next.
So you have to remember that I'm 7 years older than him.
I'm liking this. Pour her more wine.
Oh my God, this is horrible. Yeah.
But you have had, dates. Yeah.
Around the block.
Oh.
Here, I'm gonna start fanning her real quick. There we go.
No, because Emma's, she's been. We've both been around.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't know if it's a Virgo thing, or I don't know. It could be an Irving thing. Like you just
maybe
pointed
it's a
out.
South Irving thing.
I've heard Grand Prairie has
Okay.
like naughtiness going down over there.
So did you have like long-term relationships like before Mondo, or was it just more like?
I think I had like 2 long-term relationships before Mondo. Of course, my son's dad, and that fizzled away because it was trash. And then I had 1 relationship before him, and that was just like nuts. That guy, I didn't know that he was married. I knew that he was married, but I thought he was getting divorced.
Oh, hell, that idiot.
Yes, that idiot. And I like dedicated my life, 2 years of my life to him, thinking that he was going to get a divorce.
But you learned something probably,
I
right?
learned to Google. So I was Googling.
Mondo loves Google.
So I learned to Google. So if a man tells you that he's getting a divorce or going through a divorce, please, like there's public records and you can find this stuff out, which I did not know. And I just like, I kept living in my own little world. You know, I'm a single mother. I'm making money. I have my own house. I thought I was going to end up married to this man. And luckily, thank God, I'm not, because I'm married to this man. And
But how did you find out?
I feel like that should be a side business for us, Zorric. I feel like you and I need to go into PI.
Like Google people. Just Google.
I don't Google right, but you do.
So yeah, I was told for like a year and a half that this man was going to go ahead and like divorce his wife, and we were together.
But he said that. He told you.
He said that, and like all kinds of crazy scenarios happened before I found out that he wasn't even like submitted paperwork. So when he submitted paperwork,
was he hot? What was it about him? Is it like?
I mean, my husband's here, you know.
No, and it's funny because like she doesn't need to be shy for it, because I want to know. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I want to know.
But-
He
like,
was a decent looking man.
There's a reason to this, Matt, because we talk
I
about.
think there's that safety. Okay,
Yeah.
I think it goes down to that safety and security, and it also goes down to like the comfort that you're not gonna die alone. Because I think that the end of I think
and I
for
was getting
all
older,
of us,
So I was like, I've got to get married.
it's not it's like settling, but almost like not settling.
Yeah.
You know? And so
Yeah.
like I think because we all as humans, like we all want to reach to that point where we find that person that we are meant to be with and get married. Like we all want to have that like that love story finalized, right? Even though like it's really not final when you get married, like it continues. But like for us, like as humans, we are just wired that like we need to have at least like that ending to start the next chapter.
Yeah, and I had spent 2 years of my life with this man, so
there's some attachment.
Yeah, so I was attached. I had been introduced to his children. I'd been introduced to his mother, but never to his wife. So
I hope not.
Yeah,
I cannot believe like you met the kids.
I thought we were on the right path, right? I met the kids. They knew me by Miss Cindy, which then I was like, oh my God, he probably was just telling them like I'm a Sunday school teacher or something. And I'm like, or a meeting or something, right? And then I meet his mom, and like his mom is kind of standoffish, and I'm like, oh, this is all like adding up. Like none of them know that like I'm like the side piece, right? But we've spent a year and a half together.
Did you guys live together?
At some point in life,
no, we didn't live together, thank God. But like when I bought my house, he's like, "Oh, I'm buying a house too, and I want you to move in." And when I'm like, "Well, that's not gonna happen." If like I don't see divorce papers, right? Like I'm building my own little world. I'm securing it. I'm not a dumb woman, so I need to see things, right?
So when did you say
it's going on too long where I haven't seen a divorce paper, and I need to see this to keep going.
So that's when you said enough's enough, basically.
Like enough is enough, and it was like maybe between like a year and 3 months when I was like, I have to see something. Like I don't know everything about you. Something just seems fishy. Like we only see each other on the weekend, or if it's like.
Did you give you a Kia?
No.
Hey, Mando, did you ever buy her a Kia though?
No.
I would if you want one. Let's go.
We like that luxury Kia, right?
Yeah.
That fancy car.
The big body Kia.
What I'm getting to here is like, did you? I guess when you met Mando, did you get that out of your system, or did you know what you wanted? Like you went through all these relationships, and all of a sudden.
Because okay, so like I hate
You're like asking like
because I don't like asking this. I don't like saying this, but I think a lot of times like it's true. Like I think a lot of times like when a lot of people get married young, like one of my good friends growing up got married at like as soon as she turned 18, she got married to her high school sweetheart, right? And then after like 10 years, they got divorced. Of course, like I was single this whole time, so like fortunately, I got to go through like my hoe phase, right? Whatever you want to call that.
Oh, she said it.
Whatever you want to say.
It's not a face, it's a lifestyle.
And so when she got divorced, it was like all of a sudden, like kind of joked with her, and I was like, "So you're gonna go through your hoe phase now?" And she was like, "Yeah, actually, yeah, that's exactly what I want." And then she did. Like she like went like and was dating a lot more than I was, and she's like, "Why are you making this so hard? It's so easy." And I want to be like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like I'm over you.
I had so many phases, right? Like I think you discovered one the other day.
I think Mando like probably also went through his hoe phase too, though.
I'm pretty sure.
No,
No?
no,
really?
No,
yeah,
not at all.
he was, like,
You were too
very good
scared.
man.
You were like too
She's
scared to have babies.
Probably when we get divorced and you'll go through his.
He has a halo on his like,
She's
head
the
right
second woman I've ever been with.
Second and a half, babe.
Oh,
Stop.
Yeah.
What's the half?
Wait, what's
Blowjob?
that half?
Blowjob?
Is it oral or is it a hand?
It was a hand
It was a
job. She was Jehovah's Witness. But it wasn't even. It wasn't.
Jehovah's Witness.
We will not mention names. She's affiliated to people.
Was she knocking on your door and all of a sudden, I'll
Wait,
teach
Zorric
you
told
the...
me something
change
about
your
Mormon
life.
people. Like the Mormon culture, like the kids. What do the kids do in order to like not break their
Have you heard of
sex
butt
celibacy?
sex?
It's called soaking. Have you heard of that?
No,
Soaking,
that was
no.
butt sex.
No,
No.
it's not butt sex.
Butt sex too, because
Right,
they
'cause
say
it's
it's not
not-
sex.
It's not coitus, but
Yeah.
tell us the
Well,
soaking.
it's just since you can't have sex, you just kind of like so the kids or the people who want to have sex, they insert the penis in the vagina, and they have a friend that jumps on the bed. So it's kind of
Oh, that's too bad.
That's interesting. Okay.
Why you're
so
already
you're not
in there?
you're not having sex, you're not moving, you're just like in there, but
You just
someone
fell
else
upon
You're
the
like
penis.
stiff, waiting for your friend to move the bed for you. Okay.
Rock it harder. Faster. All right, I'm done. Bye. Get off.
No, this is
So
that's
two
new to me.
and a half. That's pretty
Well,
good.
I
That's
wouldn't
pretty good.
even count that half because it wasn't even to completion because she was like, I'm tired. I was like, all right.
I'm sorry for you.
But so yeah, no, I haven't.
I mean, hand jobs are really hard work though sometimes.
they are so much, but
So yeah, no,
I don't know
she's
how y'all do it.
pretty good.
I mean, pretty quickly.
yeah.
Quickly, like listen to me. We told you we have a 5-year-old, and we're like, put her in the shower. We got X amount of minutes before we got to be done.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
how do you keep that spicy, guys? How do you keep it
I
spicy?
don't know.
Our spices all
So
over
I want
the
to
world.
know, like, so before you had Gala, right, your daughter, like how often, how
That's
close,
good.
how
That's
slow?
that was a lot. Then there was a lot.
So I'm like the very adventurous one, and I think I like pulled him out. I'm
So like
the,
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
whips and
I mean, but
chains,
he
or-
doesn't like that, so we had
Because
to
I'm very
refrain.
respectful. I'm, you know.
I think I
it's-
feel like
But
Monica's
I'm
very
like-
sensual in bed.
Yeah,
and like
he's
Cindy's
like very
like,
more.
get out of your
like,
hands.
Get the
and-
whips and get
Like,
things
I'm very
and
giving,
like let me hit
you know,
and
as
you
long
hit
as she's
me,
fine,
and we could choke
I'm
each other.
fine.
But
You know, I'll figure mine later. But
I'm more of
know.
like public sex.
Yeah.
I like public sex.
Voyeurism.
So I'm like, yes, I'm a
Yes.
voyeur. Yeah. So that's
So
not
you'd be
happening.
okay being part of the High Mile Club.
Yeah.
not me,
Mondo.
no. Because I'm thinking,
No.
what if the person hears, or what if
I'm
this-
like, I
what
don't
if the
care.
toilet's
Just
dirty, or
Just put a paper napkin or a
Yeah, I think that's the
in
fun
your
of it,
mouth.
right? Like that's like the heightened.
And if they hear a thump,
Shit.
that's what it is. It is what
Then
it
I'm
is.
gonna be
Yeah,
like-
we having sex.
So how long into the relationship did you guys have sex? Like the first
Oh my god. It was
day,
like 2 months.
week, month?
No,
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
2
2
months.
3
We
months.
waited. I
that's
was
good.
respectful.
That's
I was
good.
respectful.
Oh, you were.
You were
I was
respectful.
respectful. Yeah,
And I didn't know what I was
wait.
really doing, to be honest. She taught me, still till this day, sometimes teaches me a thing or two.
Yeah.
Do y'all read the Kama Sutra?
No, I think I've never been into like porn or like reading about like positions. I think it's all about the experience that you give the person.
Do you guys want to watch a video right now?
I think I'm a creative, so I feel like I'm
Yeah.
creative enough to where I can create my own
Oh.
situation. So I think if you're
It's about
dating,
learning though. It's learning though.
yeah,
I mean,
if you
could-
date a creative, I think you can create your
Yeah.
own experiences. Like I've always been about creating experiences. Maybe we need to do that next. I'm sorry.
Here's my deal is that like you keep saying this a lot, which I really do appreciate, but I'm also going to like push on it a little bit, okay? Because sorry, I had a burp. So whenever you ask questions, you always reflect it back to everyone else. Like, if she's happy, then I'm happy. If the family's happy, then I'm happy. However, I think that to me, that's always like a cop out. Like, because my mom says that, right? Like, my mom would always say that growing up. Well, if y'all get degrees, then I'm happy. If you want this, good, I'm happy. And I'd hold on, wait. And I'd always be like, Mom, like, that's a cop out because I'm like, I need to know that like your needs are met somehow. And I like my love. I have 3 because I am who I am, and so mine are gifts, physical touch, and words of affirmation.
You did that with your 2 fingers. Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yeah. She knows that one.
I saw that.
Is that what happened this weekend?
Yeah. TMI.
Start fanning her now.
Oh my
Start fanning her.
gosh! No, I'm a therapist.
Are you blushing? Are you blushing?
No.
Her cheeks are red. They're so cute.
That's my rosacea, damn it. No, that's my rosacea.
Liar.
And so, like, so is it like a therapist like listening to this? I think that's great. However, like, it's the concern always comes back to like how is your like true happiness for you defined? Take everyone else out. Like, what actually makes you happy? You as the individual that is Mando, because your happiness cannot be dependent on on everyone else. It truly has to come in within inside you. I know how Cindy can be happy. She like has found that out. So like for you, like truly, what is your happiness?
I think commodity. I don't know if that would fall back on people, but like hanging out with my buddies and doing stuff. See, and that's the thing, because I think it trends back to my parents. It trends back to my parents.
Being with people.
Is that...
Which is something that is learned from our parents.
Yeah, is that, again, they set an expectation.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't met, then I was in trouble or there was a punishment or something of that sort. So I think that's why I'm, in a sense, codependent on other people. But I don't know. I think my happiness is just being left alone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very homebody.
Yeah.
Introvert.
I'm an introvert. Yeah. Definitely I'm an introvert.
Cindy, what are you, extrovert?
I guess I am.
Yeah, I think she is. She's
Cindy's
easy.
That's the
like-
best combination,
Yeah,
by the
I
way.
know.
Because I'm the type that if I go to Target or Trader Joe's, don't talk to me. Don't make
Right.
don't
I
make
want
small
people to
talk.
talk to me.
Even
Better
this
smile.
is out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I've gotten more used to it because of Cindy.
Yeah.
You know, because she's broken me out of that shell. But my true reality is leave me alone.
Yeah.
I want to stay at home and watch The Office. And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
honestly.
like one of your possible birthday presents for the future could be like Cindy and the kids to leave the house for a few
I
hours.
do that. I do that
Yeah?
on my own. I
don't
won't
like
tell
that
her.
that much.
I won't tell every now and then. I won't tell her when I take a day off, and then I'll just show up, and she's like, "Oh, you're off," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I'll
But
just
we're all home.
no. I've done it during the week.
Okay.
I've done it during the week, and I'll just sit at home for a couple hours, and that's it. And
I'm
go.
gonna need the login for the camera.
No,
but that
yeah.
that's just me being by myself and taking advantage of that time.
Boom! I got it out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like,
guess-
to
I
like
guess.
mow the grass.
Yeah, and actually
Clean,
that's
yeah.
my thing. Yes,
That's just like
on Saturdays, that's
happy.
my thing.
Yeah.
Is when I clean, it's like I
Yes.
wait for her to leave. Gala will stay with me, but she'll go to her room because she
And
knows.
she'll be an introvert.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she knows Dad's about to clean and put on Bad Bunny and clean.
Are y'all going
Bad
to the concert
Bunny
too?
concert.
No, she's going to Mexico.
Oh.
I was trying to get tickets for us, but then I was like, damn.
She leaves
It's on
the
the
third.
4th, right?
Zorric
You
won't
leave
go
up
with
there.
me.
But it's on the
because he
4th.
doesn't listen to Bad Bunny.
I love.
What?
I mean, I've heard a couple songs.
I do
Wow.
play Bad Bunny all the time for him. I'm like, Alexa, play
El
Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny, baby.
Yeah.
So I think that,
Good Bunny.
to answer
Bad
your
Bunny.
question is being left alone.
Okay.
Okay,
I love it.
so our audience, they're mainly single or in
Yes.
new relationships. So
Yes.
what they want is what you guys have.
Yes.
So like,
What?
can you
Why?
like? What are some like 2 or 3
I
things that
drink
you
a
can
lot
say?
during our relationship.
Like
and
that-
This is how I survive.
Like, what should us as single people? What should we
Well,
like strive for?
It's gonna sound cliche, but it's
Ooh,
just
I'm ready.
being honest. I think.
Yeah.
Like me and Cindy, still to this day we bicker. I'm not gonna say we fight. We bicker.
We
a lot.
bicker, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people have this expectation of like once you get married, you're not gonna bicker with this person.
It's
You're
all
not
roses.
like,
Did it change
peachy.
before and after, like the bickering?
no, I think we've
Marriage.
always like bickered. Yes, we started like hot and heavy, I love you, blah blah blah. But then like once you get married, like you're dealing with this other person in your space, you're gonna be bickering. Like there shouldn't be like this Disney version of love that people have this expectation, and it's not reality. And I think for us as like women, we go into like this relationship thinking that it's gonna be all
It's
like
either gonna fix us or we're gonna fix them.
yes, and it shouldn't be like that. Like there's things about Mando that I don't like, and there's things that he doesn't like about me, but I don't care if I change. And
But
he
you
doesn't
accept
care if I
that,
change,
right?
and
You both
I
accepted
accept
that.
it. And you just have to be you. And then another one's like, don't set expectations for your love that you haven't found yet. Because if you haven't found it, how do you know what it's supposed to present itself like? So
How do you know if it's
Cindy.
tall
Yeah.
or short?
Yeah.
Well, it has to be tall
Oh.
because I am under 5 foot.
it's
So no
gonna be
matter
tall
what,
anyway,
yeah.
But that's the thing. I never thought I would. Never in my head.
see, I thought
did
I was
ever
going to marry a
think-
taller man.
I never thought I was gonna.
A-Rod, just kidding.
Yeah.
I never thought I was
A-Rod
gonna
with
marry
your
older
melty
woman.
face.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, he
again
married
because
an older
because
woman.
culturally,
Right.
you get with a woman a little younger than you,
Right.
Yeah.
and all that doesn't have a kid or hasn't gone through all that.
I think we close our little like gap. Like there's already like little gaps that we all fall into. Like so when I was 30, I was like, oh my god, my pool is like closing up. Like all the 30-year-old men
Oh, hell
are
no.
like
No.
like going away, or they're like settled in their way, right? And they don't want kids, or they don't want to date a woman that has kids. So like my pool got smaller and smaller, and then I was just like, I'm a bad bitch. So
Yeah.
whatever man comes into my life, like he better respect my bubble and like come into it like strong, because I'm already doing all this. Like I have my own job, I have my own career, I have my own house, I don't need them. I'm self-sufficient. So it was amazing that even Mando in his young age, he was able to come correct and like present this other light of me that I wasn't paying attention to. Like I wasn't like he was my fun part of my life, like we would go out, we would go to shows, and we would do all kinds of things that were outside of the norm for me. So
Did you have a checklist? Because a lot of women have
Oh,
this
I-
like 30-page
I don't have a
checklist.
30-page checklist.
It's like 29 pages, but
I did at one point because I was following religion.
Yeah.
And I was following religion, and like someone of my friends that were very religious were like, you have to make this checklist and then put like the X amount of money that you want your husband to have and whatnot.
Oh, I don't have that.
Well, it was like a whole list, be very detailed of like what you want in a man. And then once I like got rid of that and like stopped thinking about that, that's when like
Oh,
my
that's a
whole
good
life
lesson.
changed.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You want to burn my list next time?
let's burn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
burn that list. Burn the list, because you just don't. If you don't know,
I have
love,
to find it.
Yeah.
I found it when I was moving back to my parents, and I found it, and I was like, like I literally just like laughed at
This
them. I
is
was
trash.
like, this is
Put it
so
in the
me.
trash.
I was like, I was in my 20s. I was
Yeah,
definitely in my 20s.
These are like things that are built up in us since we're
Expectation,
little girls,
right?
right? That like this man's gonna come in and save us and make
Swoop
us
you
like
off your
his
feet.
princess, and we're gonna have like this huge house. Well, you might not have a huge house. You might not have a luxury vehicle. You might just be living day to day, and that's okay as long as there's love there and somebody's willing to work with you throughout the drama and like the hardships, as long as somebody is there. And that's what
For
creates
sure.
great memories. Like I'm sure your parents weren't like for money, and mine
No.
weren't either. So, but we have great childhood.
Right.
But Mondo,
Yeah.
did you have that same thing too? Did you have a checklist of like this
Not a
perfect woman,
checklist,
or-
but again, it goes back to how I was raised.
Your
That
family
my-
had expectations.
My family. So I was.
But not you, though.
No, but I lived for them.
Yes.
Because I'm the firstborn, so I didn't finish college.
And I'm the firstborn, but I broke all their
Well,
expectations.
also her parents are way different. Both my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they're the yin to my parents, the yang.
Yeah.
And so they had checklists of this is how you should do and be and live, and find a younger woman, no kids.
No, find
or
a woman
nothing.
your age.
Find your
Not
woman of your age, and So
Don't R.
for-
Kelly.
for-
Yeah, no, R. Kelly's
so for the
age
longest,
is a number.
so for the longest, I kept Cindy kind of a secret almost
Yeah.
Oh.
until I was like,
In which I was okay. Like, I'm like, how am I going to tell this mother not to feel this way towards me? You know, like, I'm 7 years older than her son. And I'm like, I'm a mother of a young man too. Like, how would I feel like if he came at me or like he was like, hey,
Because
Mom,
especially now, like if
yeah.
he came in with a 28-year-old, right?
Yeah, I'd be like,
how
oh,
would you react?
shit. Yeah. Like, no, I would say no, right? Like that would
Yeah.
be my automatic.
And he'd be
response.
like, "Well, Mom,
I
you married Mando. You married my dad, and
This
he's
is
like
good.
7 years younger than you."
yeah.
so yeah, I didn't have the checklist.
yeah.
I mean, I
And I was just
immediately,
ready
I
for the
thought,
fight. Like I was like, I know I'm gonna have to fight for this.
And I think those like family imposed checklists are a lot more difficult
Yes.
to fight than our self-imposed checklists.
Correct.
Because I think that we can be flexible with ourselves and we can kind of give in.
Yeah.
But when you have those family members that are like, we have these things for you, then it's sort of like, yes, like you're expecting those fights to happen before they happen. And it's like, how am I going to present you to my family? So what's funny is, so my sister had a birthday party this past weekend.
Oh, here
And no, I'm not gonna go into the details I told y'all.
Physical touch.
And so my mom was like was asking like who showed up, who was there, because my mom knows a lot of our friends, and she asked about my ex, and I was like very casually just like, yep, he was there, and she was like, did you say hi? And I was like, yep, I said hi, and she was like, all right, and then I was like, she's not gonna. I'm like, okay, good, she's not pushing on it anymore. It is what it is, and I was just like worried that she was gonna keep asking me more and more and more questions, because I never like. She never knew we were dating. I never told her we were dating, but she knew we were dating. She knew we were dating. And so I think that's how, like, her way of, like, seeing, like, what happened. But I was like, yeah, he just showed up, like, a little later, and then he left.
Yeah, and it's funny how, like, we all live for our parents for something.
I
We
think
do.
It's just instilled in our blood.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, I
Child
said
of
this before.
immigrants.
Yeah, and I told Zorric, I cannot wait to be that stereotypical Salvadorian mom. Like, I am like,
You're
here
gonna
for
be
it.
that mom?
I want to be just
Oh
for
my
the,
God,
like just
I'm
for like
trying
the
to break
laughs
this.
of it. But I'm also like a therapist, right? So
You're
a lot
like,
of
I'm
times
just
I'm gonna
kidding.
be like, I validate your feelings, and at the same time, ¿por qué cabrón hiciste eso? Ya te voy a pegar con la chancla. You know, like I wanna give the fear of the chancla to my child, and at the same time be like, I know that you're afraid of the
worse is
chancla.
like, te dije.
Yeah.
That's worse. I told you so.
Por cabrón.
Yeah. That's what you get. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the worst part. Yeah.
So Mando, I'm still trying to fight for the guys here. So I mean, what else do we need to know? Because
What else, Mando?
we want to walk in your footsteps.
What are the things?
And it's, you know,
yeah.
I've been dating for a long time.
How long?
37 fucking years.
No, you've been
Yeah.
in relationships.
Yes, but I've been in relationships.
relationships.
But for
You're
me,
his age.
it's been
Yes.
hard to find
Okay.
that person.
You're right.
And I think I'm on that path.
30, 40-ish.
I
But what
think-
would you tell someone like me or another guy out there that's on?
I think we're caught up in this image of being a macho man, like they said, a
Or
savior,
with a cutesy girl.
the hot
You
chick,
know,
the
yeah.
next, the
Yeah.
next hot
and,
woman.
and you know, we have to fulfill that character stereotype.
Yeah.
And you know, we have this pride as a man that we're an alpha. No, you know, I think
I hate that term.
I
no,
see.
don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Do the alpha noise.
Oh.
The elephant noise.
Oh, alpha noise. I said alpha. Alpha noise. That's the sound of my pee. Oh, no.
But
Yeah.
I
Son
think
of, yeah.
but I think, you know, once you're able to get rid of pride, you know, which is, I think, something that I've told her from the beginning is, you know, there shouldn't be no pride within us. You know, we shouldn't be afraid
I'm very prideful.
to, you know, look dumb or
Yeah.
look silly within each other. Because I'm not out to get her, nor is she out to get me. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
And
Cindy's like, I'm a little
I need you
petty.
to sign that prenup.
We talked about that. We
But-
talked about
That-
dating prenups in our
well,
last episode.
Is it post-nup? Post-nup.
But I think it's that once you get rid of that stereotype that you have to fulfill a certain type of shoes to be this man that you think she's looking for, again, it falls back to those expectations.
Were you on Tinder and Bumble and all that?
No,
No?
Did they
never.
even exist
Era,
back
like,
then?
I
No.
kind
Wait,
of
you
wish
want
I
that
was
During
on-
MySpace?
I actually have a lot of single friends, and I'm like, please let me on.
Guys,
so I can see-
Oh,
guys are not
you
missing
can swipe
anything.
on me all you want.
I would love to, because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what is this world? Like, it just seems
Date
so
podcast
dark
after hours,
and like
yeah.
amazing. Because I'm like, you could just have sex with somebody and be like, I'm
You
out.
can.
Well, you can.
No, but
I
it leads
choose
to all
not
these like mental issues.
Does
So
it?
you guys are
What
fine.
mental issues?
No, you guys
Yeah,
are fine.
Zorric, explain it to them from the single side.
Anxiety,
Why?
depression.
Sex shouldn't
like,
be
we've
that
talked about all this
way.
stuff.
I know, but I feel like you're talking personally for
So-
yourself.
Like, I am talking personally.
So, okay,
Yeah.
like I said, in my youth, before Mando, I
Uh-oh.
was kind of like an HOE.
A 304.
But I was about my business. I had a home and I had a child. Let's clear that
She
up.
won't tell me her number.
I want to limit
No,
my number.
wait, no,
I
hold
want
on.
to know.
We
Wait,
don't,
but I'm
we don't
very
talk about
curious.
If she tells
Oh my
you
God.
her number,
Are we
you
gonna
look
talk
at
about
me
numbers?
against
No,
He's
her?
gonna
not
look
at
at me.
all.
He will.
I
No.
think that you will. I think
will.
that you
Okay,
will. I have to side on
we
Cindy,
can-
and I
Let
don't
him
Mondo just said his
imagine it.
number. Mondo said his number, 2.5.
I don't care.
I'll tell it to the
No,
world.
but the thing
it
is
could be
that
10 or 200.
when no
It's
matter
different for
what,
women.
yes,
No.
It's
I
different.
don't.
Yes.
I don't see it that way.
I
If
think
I've seen the inner
sorry, but I
crevices
think
of her
genderism,
thighs
like, really
and
does
everything, and I've seen her give
burn
birth
my
to our
number.
child and everything.
Oh,
like,
okay, okay.
why-
Well, it's not
why
the only
shouldn't
thing
I-
coming out.
I
That's what I'm
don't
saying,
know.
like-
I'm just letting you know, like that is one thing that I will be like, I do
You
not
can't
share my number.
You can't.
The average for women is 7.
Okay.
Okay. That's
and if she said 7, great.
Cheers.
lucky number
Cheers to our
seven.
reaction, Cindy.
So cute. Number
But that's
7.
it's
one of
I'm
my
just
lucky
very
numbers.
curious. I'm curious about everything.
That's
she's-
one thing we have never
that's
and
one
will
thing she's
never
never told me.
disclosed.
And I'm fine. And I
It's my
respect
number.
it.
Thank you.
I respect it. But
I
if she told
appreciate
me,
you.
if she told me on her deathbed, I'd be like super happy.
Where was I going with this? Anyway, I was at HOE.
She can, you can
Oh,
tell
you're
him on
being
your
HOE.
deathbed. If you
Yeah.
die before him, tell him on your deathbed. Be
I,
like,
I
I'm a-
might tell him when
Yeah.
he dies. I'll tell him so just he can be at peace. Like, damn, she was a hoe. I know, for sure.
You were in your host stage.
But yeah, and what was-
Everybody needs a host stage.
Everybody
You
has
do,
had it.
because you just have to have fun. You can't like seclude yourself. I feel like as a Mexican American woman, I was always told like I couldn't explore my sexuality. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't own a vibrator.
Yeah.
Oh, do you own
I
one?
shouldn't. I own.
She has, like, a
two,
gun-
right?
she has
and
a gun
I lost
rack.
a charger to one, and I'm like, damn, that's my favorite one. And I'm like,
And I'm sure
I'm
that
stressed
I'm
right
sure
now.
our daughter has the charger.
somewhere.
And she doesn't
hidden
even know
or-
she
She's it
has
for her
it.
iPad.
Yeah.
Is it like a Samsung charger?
No, it's like a random like funny
Cute
charger.
little
like,
charger, and I'm like,
it
where
looks like a
is this?
European charger. Like,
But yeah, I was.
Sorry, let's get on that. Let's get her that charger for her.
I need that charger.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the type of vibrator. I own.
Tell me.
These are gifts. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited now.
but
You know,
I
yes.
think an interesting dynamic
Is it gonna beep again?
is that we sleep in different-
Separate.
I love that idea.
We're like the Ricky Ricardo of
I
the
Love
world.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Wait, in the same room or different rooms?
No,
Different
different
rooms.
rooms.
Oh
So
my
we don't-
gosh. Okay, first of all, if it's good enough for the Queen of England to sleep in separate beds from
Exactly.
Prince Albert,
I'm a
then it's
freaking
good
queen.
enough
I
for
don't need to
everybody.
hear his
Word.
snoring.
Word.
Ew.
Well, it stems
Yes.
from that. It stems that I snore.
He
So
snores so bad, but I do
and-
not need that in my life.
and it got to the point
Just
where she
because
couldn't
of
sleep and she wouldn't let me
norms?
sleep
Yeah.
because she would be kicking me. And
Yeah.
there was one time that I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you because you kicked
Yeah,
me.
I'm ready for it.
And you woke
I'm
me
trying
up.
to get this sleep.
You know, so at that point I was like, you know what? Yes, like
Zorric is taking notes. Sleep
Yeah.
in separate
No,
beds.
you don't have to sleep with your
You don't
woman.
have to.
You can just come into her
No.
room and do the do and be out
Yeah.
and go get
The
your
Queen's
sleep.
rooms. I don't know if you guys ever have seen The Queen on Netflix. You
No.
have, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I watched a little bit of it. and
Oh,
then
I like
but
binge
I'm gonna go
watch
back
it.
to it after
Do
I
it.
finish Star from Hulu. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's
I
super
love
raunchy.
it. But what happens in the Queen, and I'm sure Kate Middleton and her boo, because do we
She's
really
so
know
hot.
her?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know she is. I'm still bitter about Harry, but it's okay. So the rooms actually face each other, and they have like a middle room in the middle. So that's like their like
sex
dungeon.
No, it's not their sex dungeon, but it's like their
Communal
living room.
space?
Yeah,
Oh.
their communal space / living room. But their bedrooms face each other, and they have their middle room that's like that living room / communal space. And so like they can, but it's all open, so they can still see each other. And if they want to close the doors, they can get privacy, right? I just think that's beautiful, and I'm a big proponent of that crap
I
because
think
I
it's-
hate
have a
sleeping with
normal
people.
3-bedroom house, so
Yeah.
he sleeps in one and I sleep in one. That's it.
Oh, is your son in like
No,
not living at
it's
home?
4
So it's a
bedroom.
4-bedroom.
4-bedroom,
technically,
okay.
yeah,
4-bedroom.
because we turned one room into
Her bed
A
to the
my
master
bedroom.
bedroom.
Beautiful.
I say her room, and then I'm
it's
like, I have
huge.
my room.
But yeah,
And then it also helps because I have a bunch of sneakers and I need my own closet.
and I need my own closet because I have a lot of
Oh.
sneakers
You
too.
are you like, oh my gosh, what's his face from Blackish?
Not R. Kelly.
No, from
No,
Blackish.
no,
What is
he's
his
not
name?
collecting
What is
little girls in his room. That's
Like a harem.
disgusting.
What is his name from
don't know.
Blackish?
I've never
The main
seen
guy.
Blackish.
Okay.
Oh,
like,
the guy, he was wearing the angel shirt, and you were like,
Oh,
oh,
Palm
is that right?
Angels,
Yes,
yeah.
that guy.
yeah, he has like his own closet for his shoes, and he's like very serious about
Yeah.
his shoes.
There's
It's really
a lot
funny.
of people like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
becoming a
I've
good trend now.
I've stopped buying shoes and sneakers. I'll buy them here and there, but not as much.
Would
as
you
before.
wait in lines?
No,
No,
never.
that's
never.
against our
I
rules.
don't. Well, it's mine because
we have shoe rules.
because if it's not meant to be, it's just
it's not meant
it's
to
not
be.
meant
We
to
don't
be.
care
I'm
like
not-
that. It's not that
big
much
of
of
a
a
deal.
yeah.
No.
It's not that serious.
Like if I want a shoe, I'll make sure that I get it. But
it's not that serious.
it's not that serious. And then honestly, I
No
rather
shoe is worth
I'd
standing
rather-
in line and wasting.
You're like
hours
Ariana
for
Grande.
It.
You're like, I get it. I
Yeah.
want
Want
it.
it. I buy my own hair if I want it.
but and also I rather spend money on
appropriate.
us, on the family, on going out to eat or whatever. So, but yeah, no, sleeping in different rooms I
has
think it's
helped,
helped
and
us.
like even like with our single friends, like we have one friend, beautiful friend Esty, and I'll shout her out. She was like, oh my god, you just gave me so much hope for like whenever I end up getting married, because she's like always had in this mindset of like I have to sleep with my husband. She's like, and I can't imagine myself sharing my bed with somebody like every night. And I'm like, you
But
don't
how
have
long has she been
to.
single though? That's the
She's
thing.
been single like 20. I think she's 27.
Okay.
She's 27. She's still
Oh,
young.
she's had girls.
Although
she
I
had
gotta
boyfriends.
She has
Yeah.
a boyfriend, but she's single.
Yeah.
She's not
Yeah,
like in a
yeah.
in a relationship
Although I gotta
right
say,
now.
like, if the person, like, because I want to have a separate bedroom, and so like the person that I married, like, if he's like, I have to share a bed with you, I want to be in the room with you, like, my rule's gonna be like, all right, you buy
But if
me a
he
California
snores?
Queen. Buy me a you get a PAP machine. I can sleep with the PAP machine because
Ooh,
it sounds
no.
like a
I
like
have
a
to
white
have-
noise
Like white
machine.
noise?
Yeah.
No, and that's another thing. She needs
I have to
like
have
dead
pitch.
silent.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
you're a
can
light
sleep.
sleeper.
I can
Yeah.
sleep. No, I
have to have.
It has to be super dark, and I can have a
Same
noise
with her,
machine.
yeah.
As soon as like the sun comes up, I'm like, damn you, son. Damn you. But yeah, I cannot.
So it
have
works,
California
and,
Queen?
and also it works because she doesn't have the typical schedule.
No, I don't.
Work
Yeah.
schedule. So she'll go to sleep at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
because I'm
And
thinking
that's
of
the
things.
time I'm
because
almost
I'm
waking
thinking
up.
of things. I'm a creative.
No, of course she's working.
Do you guys
know,
work
she-
together, by the
No.
way?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
No.
I mean, yes, but no.
Wouldn't work. He like keeps me in line. He's kind of like, I call him my handler.
Her assistant.
A handler. He's like, you have this to be at. You need to be there at this time, and you need to take. Did you bring your clothes? Did you pick
Like a
this up?"
publicist
Yeah.
or
and
like,
he's
like a PR.
Yeah.
person.
So
So you have this.
it works because she goes to sleep way later than I do.
Yeah.
And I wake up early. But again, it's just to get to work early. And I don't even have to be there that early. I get there because I want to be by myself, work on my own, get everything out of the way. So it works out for both of us that I go to sleep a little earlier than she does. And it just works out better for us. And whenever we need to be intimate, I'll go to her room because it's the furthest
Sunday is
away.
usually better for us.
Yeah, during the day, it's
so
the best.
sad now. Like Sunday's usually our day.
But it's fun though. It's good. Like
It is
that's
good. It's a good quality 3 minutes.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is you guys have some time together each
Yeah, we
week,
do have
right?
We
some.
Like,
do. We try
yeah.
to make time. Like
Yeah.
week passed by us, and I don't know what the hell we were doing, but it just like flew by. But there's days where like I need
Come-
that D.
come through, yeah.
You better come through. So yeah.
and there's times where I'm like, yo, I just want to do my thing to you and let
And
me.
I'm like, yes, I'm
know?
ready to receive. So
you
yeah.
know, and that's it. But
Oh, we might have sex in the parking lot right now. if
oh
you
my
don't.
gosh.
All right, so I'm gonna stay inside and
And we're on the
for
good
a
side of
while.
town. We can't do doing all that.
Okay. So
Look at that apartment right there.
so we've learned a lot today.
Yes.
And we need to
okay
have
to
you
be a
guys.
hoe.
Can we have you guys back sometime?
Yeah, we would
whenever.
love
Because
to.
there's so much more we need to learn about marriage
Yeah.
and like dating.
So what I've learned,
What have you learned, Emma?
sleep in separate bedrooms
Yes.
Mhm.
and don't like be stereotypical.
Yeah.
No, don't follow
No.
the stereotypes.
No.
Even though
Yeah.
your parents engraved it into your head.
They did, damn it them. I love them, but damn
Love them to death, but they messed us up.
They did.
Yeah.
What do you have, Cindy? Like for the single
But-
people.
You have to remember, your grandpa probably, like my grandpa married my grandma when he was 30 and she was like 15.
Oh.
So you have to break those norms that we grew up
I
with.
don't talk about my grandpa that much because I don't even call him grandpa.
Yeah.
I call him my mom's dad. In all honesty, yeah. Like anytime, like so he lived in El Salvador. So anytime we'd go in the summer, my mom would be like, "My
Here we
dad's
go.
here," and I'd be like, "Hello, sir."
Oh,
'Cause
because
he-
you don't know them. Yeah.
No, I don't. And I'm closer to my grandma now. Like she's a pain, but I love her. She's a pain, and I love her. I should say that instead. And yeah, no, like they finally got divorced after like being together for like.
They got divorced.
They got married when she was
Breaking all the rules.
like 15, 16, and she's 80 now.
Yeah.
So whatever math that is.
A lot of years.
Yeah, a lot of years. They finally got divorced. And basically, like, she was like, I don't want to be with you. And he, like, just kept sleeping around with women. So my mom has siblings that are younger than me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But see, these are the things that we come from.
Right.
And, like, we come from stereotypes and things that we shouldn't even.
So I gotta say, like, yeah, my grandma was really good about like that part of it. Like,
Agreed
she wasn't
too.
really good about everything else, but
Yeah.
she was really good about the fact that like you don't let a man define you. You define yourself, and you do this through your education. And so the fact that my sister and I, so like all of like, we joke with my mom because my mom's one of the only ones that like didn't finish her bachelor because of like the civil war that was
yeah,
happening
like
in El Salvador.
unicorns.
Yeah, she was the only one in like civil war in El Salvador, and she couldn't finish it. And so like my sister and I have masters, and so like my grandma was always really into like you and your sister need to like educate yourselves and be like self-sufficient and be independent and like not depend on anyone. Like to all the other guys, because my mom's the only daughter too. I think that like made a difference. And so to all like the grandsons and the sons, she's like, I don't care what y'all do.
as long as my little unicorn daughter gets this
as long as my
education.
daughters are like
Have a good-
independent and are
yeah.
good, then we're good. But
And
everyone
it's
else is
good.
like, I don't care.
You're breaking like the stereotypes that
Yeah,
we've grown up. Like
yeah.
I grew up with my grandfather being 30 and my grandmother being
Yeah.
15 and having 9 kids, and then I'm sure Mondo's parents who were raised
Yep.
the same way. Like it's female, male roles, and you mow the grass and you cook and whatnot. And we've just been breaking that.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to teach our daughter that. Like she knows about men on men kissing one another. And
Yeah, it's
I
normal.
gotta say,
falling
I'm
in
really
love with women.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my sister, and so like I've been teaching her a lot about like teaching our niece that like it's her body, her choice, and so
Oh
one of
my
the big
gosh,
things
yes.
is like if so I have to tell my family, I'm like, if she doesn't want to give you a hug, like she doesn't
She
want to give
doesn't
you a hug.
have to.
She doesn't have to. Like she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
She hasn't seen you. It's okay. So my sister was texting me, and she's like. And so, like, because I was telling her about this kid that was telling me that she liked a boy, and my sister's like, well, like, our niece, right? She's not allowed to like boys or girls. I don't care. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at you being inclusive.
Yes. Yeah, like for us, it's been a reality, right? Like
Yeah.
we have a son now, and then now he dates a girl. But at the time when we were together, like we went through a weird spell with him because he was like, it wasn't weird for me, but it was just different,
Well, he
right?
told
because
me-
I've never experienced it. I'm a mother.
He told me during a Rangers playoff game while I was grilling and drinking.
Yeah.
And then
he's
he
like,
comes to me and he's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I was like, what's up? And he's like, I think I'm gay. And I got like dizzy because I was like, I've never dealt with this.
Right.
You know?
yeah, you're a young man.
And I'm like,
Just
okay.
grilling.
And then I'm like texting Cindy like, yo, hurry up, come home. And
And I already had the chocolate shop, so it was
yeah.
like,
And but long story short, he told me that he thought he was gay because he enjoyed hanging out with his friends. And I was like, do you like holding their hand? He's like, no. And I'm
And there
like,
he goes.
do you think it's weird if you guys kiss? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I was like, you just like hanging out with your boys. I was
we're
like, just
going
like
to
me.
Gentleman's Jack now.
Well, you drink all the wine, Cindy.
I'm sorry. It's really good. I love them Trader Joe's brands.
There's
hard.
more actually.
They
but-
come hard.
And I told him, I was like, I like hanging out with boys, but that doesn't make me gay.
Right.
You know, so I think he was just confused and didn't understand that.
Maybe he was a little confused then, but then like a few years later, he was like, "Hey, Mom, I think
that's a
I'm
cop-out
bisexual,"
still.
and I think he was trying to get a reaction out of me, and I'm like, "Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine."
yeah.
And then
I think it
so
was a
we're
cop-out
very
still.
like very
Because he got
inclusive.
caught.
We don't care
Because he got caught smoking weed.
Oh, you got
in the house. So I think it was just trying to
like,
divert.
played that
stories
card.
for you guys. Yeah. So after the marriage, there's also drama with your children. So yeah.
So
Dating
what else?
is
Keep
hard.
going, Cindy. What else can you tell
It's
the audience?
okay. If you have drama with your children, you can bring them to me and I'll
Yeah.
take care of them.
Yes, we have Emma for a therapist.
Yeah. So what else do you have as far as like what can you tell the
Oh
audience?
my gosh, that just gave
Closing.
me
I
chest
really
hair.
think just like be a hoe and experience
Yes.
Yes, I like that.
Celebrate that.
celebrate that. Celebrate your singleness. I think a lot of times people like I was born Mexican American, of course. And I'm always told to like take care of my vagina, don't give it out to anybody, wait till I'm married, blah blah blah.
Es
But-
tu rosa.
Exactly.
Es tu rosa. No se la vas a dar a
F that
cualquiera.
rose. F that rose.
Literally.
F that rose. Like F it. Yeah. No, for me it was
It's my
like
flower.
I've always been a rebel child since I was a teen. I've always been a rebel. Anything my mom says, I would do the opposite. So I didn't have sex until I was 14, which I know is kind of young because most people
that's
didn't
fine.
have sex till they were like
What
19,
was your age?
18.
17, 18.
17.
No
Emma?
No judgment.
No,
Emma?
No,
no.
I'm not sharing mine.
I was
with you.
14 also,
It's
but
okay.
All right.
You're in a safe zone.
30.
I was 18.
Oh, come on.
Good.
That's not-
That's good. That's still like normal age.
Yeah, I
That's
waited till I was
legal.
legal. I did. I was like, I have to wait till I'm legal.
Oh, that's good. So like for me, my first sexual experience was at 14.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that great. So I waited
Right.
again
Of
until
course
I
not.
was 18. And then when I was 18, it felt really good. And then I had a
Yeah.
child. So it was
Yeah.
way too good. I went too deep.
Wait, is,
too far. Too
That's
far.
what he said. That's what he said.
is sex better like after you have a child or before?
I think it's after. I think it's better after you have a child because you just don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
You just don't care. Like it's your body. You've already been owned. Somebody's already been in it. Somebody already came
She
out of
knows
it.
herself at that
You
point.
know
Yeah.
yourself. You know what like is your trigger points. But even before that, I think I made it a point to know like my spots. So I really think like
Yeah.
single women really need to explore their bodies. Don't care about what like people think about
Right.
you as long as you're like taking care of yourself.
Which is
you're
why I'm a big
responsible.
proponent of masturbation
Oh,
as women.
Yes, masturbation
Where's
is
my
key.
masturbation?
Stop,
Okay.
because as women, like, no, stop. No, this is serious.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
It's
Stop
serious.
it. I'm gonna
It's
mute
ser-
it.
But masturbation
It's
is
just-
key. You
okay.
can
No,
music. It's
because,
okay.
okay, so
I
like,
can masturbate to that.
unfortunately, I think that it's, I think for men, it's a little easier.
It is. It's easier for
Because-
men. Yes.
Right. And I think so it is it is more difficult for women to actually have an orgasm, right? Like this is a
It
big
is.
deal. Like
True.
we're going to have someone soon to talk about vaginismus, which means like when you have sex, it's painful to have sex and how that like affects the relationship.
That didn't happen to me till after I had children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like and I like also like the stigma of so like if you're Latin American, like you're not supposed to have sex until you're married, right?
you're married,
and you're
yes.
married under
So
the
gross.
church, and then you're allowed to have sex, and it's only
And
to
God will be
procreate, right? Sex is only to procreate. It's not supposed to be pleasurable. And so because of all of these factors, a lot of times it's difficult for us as women to actually enjoy sex because we're so
Yeah.
worried that, oh my gosh, I'm breaking God's
nothing
law.
we don't.
I'm like breaking my parents'
It
promises.
was always about me when I had sex.
Right. Well, for you, great, but it wasn't, it's not that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like, it's like women can't enjoy sex and cannot reach orgasm
Yeah.
because we're so worried about all these other factors. And so for me, like, masturbation is a great way for you to figure out, like, what is going to get you turned on. So when the 50 Shades movement came around and the women were like,
Never read that book.
Oh, I did.
Just watch the movie. It's fine.
I watched it. I couldn't get into it.
Oh
No, I love the books. And so for me, like, the book it wasn't well written. I will say that. I admit it 100%. But the thing that I liked about it was, like, it made me feel, it was like Twilight. Mm-hmm. It made me feel like a giggly high school girl. Yeah, like, that's really what it was. Yeah. Like, ooh, he did what to her? What? You know? And it's that exploration. And so for me, masturbation is a way that you can explore what you like. Yeah. And so whenever you do, like, finally have sex, you know what you need, and you can be like, hey, person that I'm having sex with, I need you to insert it here, and I need you to, or put your fingers here, and I need you to rub this here, or your mouth here, your tongue here, whatever it is, and it can get you to orgasm.
That's why I enjoy going down on her first. You knock yours out.
We not shy. We are oral people all the way.
I was like, get yours 2-3 times, and then I'll come in, and then I'll finish up, and then we're done.
Yeah, we're
Mando.
You guys have a process, so that's what
a
I'm learning
process,
here.
and it has to be short, quick, because we have a 5-year-old.
So we're on a time limit, and so she has to be fast. I have to be fast.
We
both have to be.
No, like we're like, okay, move up because we gotta go.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what?
Shower does not last.
She can come hang out with me and my 4-year-old niece whenever she wants.
But yeah, like, I really do think women do need to explore themselves more. Don't confine yourself to these rules. Like, oh, I'm bringing a man home tonight. It doesn't matter. Yeah, bring that man home. If you find him attractive and it's consensual, bring him home.
Consensual is the key word.
Do not go home to his home, because all rules are off when they're
and then you can kick him out.
Space. Yeah, when you're in control, I think that's also like I love my house because I did feel like I was in control. I felt like I was a lioness in my own den, right?
She was.
I was a hoe in my house. Cub. So I feel bad for our neighbor because he saw a lot of things and he never told Mando. So high five to Marcus. But yeah, I just always have been open about sex. Mm-hmm. I love sex. I was an exhibitionist about sex, and I just enjoy it. So I feel like women shouldn't be confined to all these norms that we put on ourselves. Go ahead and like have 5 boyfriends if you want to have 5 boyfriends, and they don't all need to know.
When should the party stop, guys? That's the thing.
Once you're pregnant. Oh. Maybe even then, because
I
sex
don't
is
think
good.
the party needs to stop when you're like, if your
even
party
like
needs to continue with your person.
I think we were still very horny, right? We were still having a lot of sex. So, and it's the best time to enjoy sex when you're pregnant. If you're a guy that's single and you meet a pregnant girl and she's a single mother, get it because you can't get more pregnant.
Let me write that one down.
Put that in your notes.
And they're not looking for anything serious anyway. So
they might be though.
Maybe.
And if they do and it turns into something serious because the pussy's good, then just go ahead and wife that up.
Mm-hmm. So all right, Mando, close us out. What else? What's the last word?
I think the last word is
we do not.
Is be assertive on picking your food.
Oh my God, this is the only problem as a married couple that we have.
If anything leads us to divorce, it's that.
It's gonna be like
why? What? Like, be specific.
Whatever you want.
Yes.
Oh.
Like even right now, my body just got tense. Like, what are we gonna eat afterwards?
Yeah. And I'm always like, whatever you want, because I know she's.
And I'm like, what do you want to eat?
She's plant based, so I'll try to cater. I'll cater to her.
Snap Kitchen is up there.
I'll cater to her.
He doesn't like all that food.
Well, then you gotta make 2 stops.
And I'm fine with that. But
Snap Kitchen, go ahead and sponsor us.
We call that a double feature night. But I think that's a key. Like for us, honestly.
Of like expensive culinary
honestly, I think that's the key for us is if anything breaks us is that
now since we've like
oh my gosh
exhausted all resources.
I need some more wine. I tried drinking the Jacks and it's like just straight, and I put water in it. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. I put water in it and I couldn't
because it's like new to us, and we're like mezcal people.
Why is food important to you?
Because it's
a love language.
Is it?
It's our love language. We love food. Like food is our thing. So I only work out to fit in the same pants. Let's be honest. As long as I don't go up this pant size, I'm good.
I want to know where you take your spin class. Tell me off air.
Cycle Bar, shout out Inwood. It's the Uptown one. And Grant, you better like sponsor me.
I'm gonna come hang out with you. It's spin. So I love spin.
I love spin. It's like the best exercise for women with big boobs.
Yeah. It is.
Like they kiss
It's not
you
like
and-
the
Zorric
crap
is
that
gonna be
I
there,
do.
too.
Excuse me. Do you wear 2 bras?
Two bras. It's always a 2 bra night at Swing Club.
Oh.
But when I
bras,
used
huh?
to jog, it was always like a 3 bra.
See?
I
Three
only got 2.
bras.
I
Don't
wear
judge
my
me.
work bra and my sports bra. It's okay.
You win the award for most bras on the podcast.
Bras are good.
We've had 82 episodes, and you wear the most.
What
so
size
far.
are you, Emma?
G.
What's your letter? What's
I'm
your letter?
either
girl?
I can't. Why?
I think
Like
I'm
I've been
like-
fluctuating.
Yeah.
But lately, I think I'm like a
Let's
38G
go.
or something, or a 38F. Like
38F.
I'm like,
F.
I
I'm
can't.
like an F or
Yeah.
a double.
I'm
triple
always
D.
like, yeah, I'm always like, it's because
just depends on where you go.
ginormous or like,
Ginormous.
yes, it's G for
They should
ginormous.
just have a boob
Or-
bra
or
called
freaking big
ginormous.
with an
Or
F.
freaking big.
They're heavy. They're like a big burden to carry.
are.
But they're so cozy. Like I have friends that have big boobs now, and I'm like, oh, I just love you. Like I just want to tuck into them. I love big boobs.
I love big boobs too.
I'm obsessed.
I love big boobs too.
And I
guys.
cannot lie. Big booties are out. Boobs are in.
Yeah.
We haven't got our shine.
No, we have
No,
not yet.
we have not. There's no songs written about big boobs.
No, actually, like Weird Al Yankovic.
3-6 Mafia,
3-6 Mafia.
ass
was
and
it?
titties.
But it's still
Including the ass too. Like
I was there for the
ass
titties.
and my titties. So no, it's not good.
Although, like when men go to the strip club, they just want the boobs.
Yeah,
so it's
right?
Kind of like
They're
a cop out.
No, we
yeah.
want everything. we
No,
want
they
the full
want that experience.
experience.
Like they're about to
Come. We say that here.
I can say
we
come.
say
Okay.
come here all the
They
time.
just want that experience about I'm about to come, but I don't want to embarrass myself in front of
Mm-hmm.
everybody. So they like hold it back. I'll run to the restroom and come right back, girl. But yeah.
All right, bye.
I've never been to a strip club and I refuse to. I don't know why.
Oh, I
that
love
great.
them.
I don't
It's
like
okay.
You do? I've never been.
I love going to both.
I don't know why. I just have like this conflict with strip clubs
Oh my
because I feel
gosh.
like maybe that girl doesn't really want to be there. There's a
I know, which is why I'm there to just support her.
Mondo, have you been
It's-
to script
I've
club?
He's
been
went.
twice.
Twice.
I made it to the
Twice.
door of one.
It's Mondo and twos. That's his
Yeah,
thing.
I
Yeah.
went twice and it wasn't.
No.
2.5.
It wasn't good.
It was 2.5. It wasn't great. It wasn't.
I would like to. We could go as a foursome if y'all want.
I mean, we can podcast from there.
We can podcast.
Hey, girl.
Brittany, not yet.
Going to the stage.
Brittany is here now.
No, it's not.
She's
Again, I
about
think
to
it
twerk
goes
to
back
Bad
to that
Bunny.
respect level that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I respect our body and, you know, I
That's
see it as a
hot.
I mean,
temple.
it is her choice to be there. Is
No,
it
I get it,
her-
but
don't
I
know.
just-
See, that's
I
what
don't-
I'm conflicted with. Is it her choice? Is it not her choice to be there?
It's her choice because she makes a ton of dough.
She
at
does.
those places.
No, I've met a lot of strippers.
Have you gone down the Instagram rabbit hole of like strippers?
No, we should.
they- a lot of them are
I
It's
suffer from
bad.
insomnia,
We
and
should have
I
a stripper
like.
on the podcast.
I fall and I'm like, oh, I saw one.
I
and then
used
I'm
to
"Ooh,
I used to know
spiraled
a few
into whole nother
strippers that
world."
like loved it because they were hot and they knew they were hot, and so they would use it to their advantage. And it was also like, and I knew like a couple that was like a stripper who was like a male and female stripper couple, and then I tried taking care of, and so like I remember my friend would like babysit their son. He was not that cute though, but honestly, like Cindy, like we need to go to La Bear. Like in all honesty.
Oh, you're talking about men?
She doesn't like
Yeah.
I'm
that.
talking about women.
No.
I just.
You don't like penis in your like? She likes
No,
penis in her
it's
face.
not that. It's not that you're gonna get penis in your face. It's
So-
just like about the sensuality aspect of
I'm
it.
a smells person.
She can smell.
But I think-
scents.
No, you won't
can-
smell
I
the
have a-
penis.
Are they
You
fully
won't smell the
shaved
pe- they-
at these
no,
La
I'm a
Bears?
will
culinary
not.
person, so I can smell.
So do you
things.
see stuff at La Bear? Do
No,
they show
I have
stuff?
never seen.
Have you been hit in the face with a penis at La
I've
Bear?
been hit
Oh.
with a penis, and I'm like,
And she said she smelled it.
I can smell it, and I'm like,
Was it the balls too, or just
know
the
what?
penis?
I was like, I can smell.
I'm just gonna bring you some coffee beans, and anytime you're like, I smell the penis.
As men, y'all have y'all's moisture spots, right? That don't smell so good.
I mean, me and
I was
Mondo don't
like,
smell, so we're fine. I mean,
Mondo does not smell.
Oh, we have no fragrances,
He
I
makes
mean.
it. No, it's good. Thanks.
Has this become our longest episode?
it has.
Okay.
It's because now we're talking about balls and
We're just
penis.
talking- you can
And-
cut this all out, right? You're gonna,
Wait,
We
hold
don't edit.
okay, it's okay. But
Um,
yeah, like balls. and
No, it does not
penis.
smell
They
like
have their
penis or
own
balls.
smells.
No, it does not.
At
I
LeBare's?
promise
I've
you.
never been in LeBare's.
Well, I will take you.
Do men go to LeBare's?
Men can
We-
go.
no, we
They
can't.
have to be escorted.
Or with the woman?
With a woman.
Just like,
a lady bar.
at a men's strip club, you have
Yeah.
to be with the man.
Right.
I mean, a lady bar, a booby bar.
Yeah. Interesting.
Although
This Voss water.
I have smelled some bad vagina at those strip clubs.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
smell that vagina. You remember Eddie?
Oh!
Remember Eddie with
Oh,
the strip bar?
yes.
And I was like, man.
Okay, he's not talking about the girl. Okay.
My
okay.
brother-in-law, oh my God,
Yeah.
he went to like a strip bar and like my sister was very mad because you could smell the vagina on him. And he was throwing
they
up in
married?
the park. No, they were
No.
dating
Oh.
still, right? And they were like, damn, Eddie smells like,
Like tuna fish.
yeah. Like it was a melt, like a serious melt.
Tuna melt?
Yeah. Our pasta, what's up? Casserole?
No, it smells like
Tuna
them
casserole?
smells like tuna.
He smelled like tuna casserole.
Can I make
And
a
it was-
confession?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shit.
What? Are you going to talk about my tuna?
Yes.
No, I don't. That doesn't bother me too much.
Oh, okay.
He likes
Like Cindy can come
atún.
can come from spin class,
And he's like,
and
yes.
and
I
she's
can
like,
smell
"Let me
it."
shower." I was like, "No, that's cool. Like, I'll go down on you like that. I don't care.
What?
It
I'm a
doesn't
little-
bother me."
But did you
Yeah.
know that in England, back in the 1800s, you could probably Google this because I'm probably saying the wrong dates, but the vagina smell was like an aphrodisiac. So
Oh.
It doesn't bother me.
sometimes
Like, the
like
more
if you,
pungent
yeah.
it
But you guys are in a
Not
you guys are
pungent,
married.
not
But if it's like a
pungent.
random chick or woman,
No,
sorry.
no,
like
no.
I don't
smell
know.
people's
I don't know.
smells
I-
from far
it's
away, and
never
I don't like
it's
it.
never ran across my mind of like, oh, she smells weird, or let's go.
So Emma, do you
I-
like ball smell or penis smell?
I dated a
I
guy
just like nose
once,
smell and, like,
and
a
I asked
penis.
him to start eating fruit.
because you wanted like
Not
pineapple.
asparagus.
Yep.
Are you talking about cum now?
No.
Yes.
Did it taste good?
No, it
I'm
doesn't ever.
just
It never
saying.
tastes good.
Oh, excuse.
Never.
Emma,
It's like
Does it taste good?
Saying there was this one time I was dating a guy and I asked him to start eating fruit.
because
And it helped?
because what did it do, Emma? Tell us.
It helped.
You're the love doctor.
help what?
It helped.
Help the taste of cum?
I'm just saying it helped.
You tasted the cum. Did it not tickle
But you
your
can't
throat
drink the gentleman jack.
But you can't drink the gentleman jack. That does not linger like for 10
I did
minutes.
not say anything. Stop insinuating.
We learned it here.
It helped.
Like tingles.
I'm just saying it helped.
I mean, like, I'm a seasoned lady, and like I will not do the cum because it lingers and it's like in there, your throat and your
gotta
and
do
your
it right.
ears. It goes into your ears.
No, you got to do it right.
What, Mando? What do you hear about pineapple? You hear about that?
I've heard about
We
it.
tried it once, right? But it didn't matter.
For how many days?
It's
I think it's like a week that you have to do it.
I
From
don't
what I
remember
know.
how long, but I
do it
don't
for a
I don't
week?
like it.
But
I
I'm
don't
not an
enjoy
HB, so I
think-
wouldn't
that
know.
service. I don't enjoy it.
What?
Not that she's bad, or it's just I don't know. I don't here recently. I'm like, let's go. You know, especially because she's getting.
He's talking about oral.
Oh, what about it?
Blowjob.
I've never liked it. I've never requested it
Oh, from me
from
to
you. Yeah. But now that she got her lips done and all that, I'm like,
Ooh,
let's
that
put them to the test.
So you did.
Fillers.
They look so good.
They do look good.
I was like really envious
Look
of
at them
them.
brows,
And
though.
I was like, I think those are her natural lips. So I don't want to ask her if she got Botox.
No, but now I'm like, let's put them to use. Let's put these DSLs to use, especially because we're paying for them. So I'm like,
I'm gonna get more now because it's
I mean,
a
it is
cushion.
what it
and
is.
it's
So Cindy, I've heard a rumor that Emma has had an experience before
with lesbian,
with a woman,
with a
with a
woman.
lady.
but she keeps like just keeping it silent.
I mean, maybe this is the time.
Well,
Nope.
I thought it was
Because
a
you-
lesbian for a long time after that.
but she's been so celibate for so long.
I have been celibate for so long.
Are you opposed to exploring that?
What?
Like
The
women.
woman.
I'm not.
You shouldn't be.
I'm
Like,
not.
This world is so big.
I love
And
boobs.
men, you shouldn't
I,
be
first
either.
of all,
Yeah.
like, I
Flip
love
these
boobs. I
tables.
think boobs are beautiful. I've been to male
Dick on
strip
dick
clubs
is
to
good,
see
too.
boobs.
Dick on
and
dick
I
is
love
good.
penis.
Docking is good.
Docking.
I've heard.
I've never heard of that.
docking?
Wow.
It reminds me of like Star Trek. Or
Shout out to Baba. He's part of the Kickspo team.
Who's
How,
he?
how does
Baba.
what is docking?
Baba.
So,
Is he single, by the way?
no.
Is
he
it like
has a
men
wife.
going into other men's butt?
So, you
Does Mondo have any single friends he can
That's
set
where
me
I'm
up
going.
with?
That's where I'm going.
They're all married now. No, don't
No.
even say the
No.
name.
No.
Wait, there's someone that's single?
No.
It's not worth it.
Who's not?
We're not
Okay.
going to talk about it because he's going to listen for sure.
Does he know about
Can
docking?
you guys tell me off air? Okay. But he's not worth it? Are you
No.
sure?
Does he have a big penis? That's what Emma wants.
Oh, no. I don't know. It's your family. I don't know.
Oh, you're related to him.
Yeah.
He's a good guy,
Oh.
so I'm sure he has good genes, obviously.
So docking is when two men put their heads together and
Their penises.
the penis
That's
together,
not even like
and then they
exciting.
pull the foreskin over.
Oh.
And
Oh,
it's
that's if you're
docking.
not circumcised.
Yeah, if you're not circumcised.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
Emma is
That's a
circumcised.
lot of work.
Thank you,
Circumcised.
Zorric.
I was like, that's a lot of work to do for no like.
This reminds me of the
Reward.
documentary that our
Kale.
friend
The
was
docking.
telling us about.
Yeah, there's a thing about. So, what are your thoughts on circumcision for kids? Your kids?
I love No, I don't love circumcision. I think it's
For your
painful.
kids, like, would you
Oh, I
do it?
had my son and I never did it because
Okay.
I've heard so many horror stories. Like, there's people that document their children being circumcised,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the little knuckles like turning white from the pain.
Mm.
And even though they're so little, like you can't they can't express their pain. Of course, they cry, but parents would think like it's normal.
Yeah.
Because we've been taught to think that it's normal, but it's not. I just don't feel like it's appropriate. And especially in like the Hispanic culture, we're not
Is that a thing?
circumcision people.
Yeah.
No,
It's
we're
like
not.
isn't it like a Jewish thing to be
It is a Jewish
circumcised?
thing. It's a Jewish and a white thing.
And I'm like, you really can't get any disease
And
from
then my
not
thing
being
is
circumcised.
that when they say, well, it's for sanitary purposes
There's
or hygiene.
no.
But I'm like, if you're a man,
And you know how to clean your dick.
you're gonna wash it. You're gonna wash it. You know, if you're not circumcised, you're gonna pull the skin back and clean. Like, I mean, then that's that. So I don't understand. I've never understood the hygiene part of it.
Yeah,
So
Emma knows about that. She cleans penises a lot.
you clean penises a lot.
She does. She knows.
I don't.
She pulls.
Older men.
Yeah. She pulls his foreskin up, his foreskin back, and then
What?
she takes like a cotton ball and cleans it up.
Well, you know what? The fact that Zorric knows details about this just says something about Zorric, right?
But let's dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, let's.
I don't clean uncircumcised penises.
Would you like to give a blowjob?
So
to
you do
circumcised-
clean circumcised.
I do not clean circumcised or uncircumcised.
Do you do a
penises.
blowjob to a circumcised or
We do
a?
not talk about blowjobs on this podcast.
But you've already
You broached.
you've led to the aspect
Have I?
that
When?
You have.
that
This
On
whole
what
pineapple
episode,
works.
Mondo?
that no
This
no no
one.
this one that pineapple works.
I just said that I asked someone to start eating more pineapple. That's all I said.
But why don't we talk about blowjobs on this show?
I
She
do not
said
talk
she
about.
doesn't.
You talk about.
We've
blowjobs
talked about
on this
blowjobs
show.
like every
You have?
episode.
Okay.
She said she doesn't talk
Ladies,
about
I
I'm
do
not
not talk
shy
about
from the
blowjobs
blowjob.
because I'm worried that a relative is going to listen to this and tell my mom.
No, they've already
about it.
found it. They've
No,
already
if
found.
they were interested, they would like already know.
There's like
that
82
you
of
love the
these
blowjobs.
episodes out, so I mean, it's on the internet.
They know. They know by now.
Anyways.
Yeah, so blowjobs, they're great.
Any-
High five to all the ladies that do it.
Any other confessions before we
You
go?
know what?
And men.
No.
I
And
feel
men.
like if I will say this is if as a woman you're expecting a guy to go down on you, the
You should be able
expectation
to
is
do
you
it.
should be able to go down on them too.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
And I think that as women, if you're going to give a blowjob, you should learn how to do certain things without having
What
to
are those
taste
certain things? What are the certain things, Emma?
Everything.
I'm asking Emma right here because Emma.
what are the certain things?
Like-
'Cause I don't.
Tell us.
I'm exploring
I need
that.
to know. I need to know these things.
I'm exploring that, so I want to know
Zer's
what.
cute little toes
Yeah.
just hanging
Hey,
out.
we might need to know these things.
I'm just saying, like,
For research
I know you said
purposes.
Yeah.
earlier, Cindy,
Research.
that you don't like the way that cum tastes.
Oh, I
However,
don't.
I think there's a way.
I will suck a dick, but I will not.
I think there's a
drink the
way
cum.
of you like giving a blowjob without having to taste the cum.
How is that
I will
explained?
just leave it there.
It just like flies by your.
Enlighten me.
Like-
Where does the cum go if it's not going
Like
in your mouth
in,
or
like,
your
tissue
vagina?
or-
Just goes
down your
other
throat.
places.
But if it goes down your throat, it's still gonna linger in there. It's gonna hit your tonsils
Not
if you
if-
have them.
Not if
have
if
my
you do things the
tonsils.
right way. I do too.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Explain. I would like for my wife to
We
know.
would like to know.
This would help us
Sex
out
therapists?
tremendously.
But for our thousands of listeners,
Yeah,
like in
we need to
Texas,
know.
and actually half our listeners are in
If you right
California.
now, you're gonna be listening.
He's- yes, we're all fired.
You have to repeat yourself so we
We're
all
fired
know.
from the Great Love Debate
We are
panel.
fired. Go ahead.
We need to know.
We need to know these things.
So how do you swallow cum without it
Or how
like,
do you not
hurting
taste?
your throat?
How do you not taste?
And you're
cum?
like tasting it weeks later. You're like, oh damn, that was cum taste. I
A
can
week
still taste
later?
it. A week later. Sometimes it's potent.
I've never had that before.
Sometimes
Whoa.
it's potent.
Wow.
High five to you.
Go ahead.
I have a certain gift. I'll just leave it at there.
Tell me.
Are you like a chipmunk that can store things?
She can store the dick really deep down in her throat.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay, I get it. Okay, deep throater. It takes practice. It takes
Yeah, it
It
practice.
does take practice.
Yeah.
It's a practice thing. Yeah, and
So-
I'm out of practice. Then.
In my practice, I had to have someone eat fruit on purpose.
So if your ex said
Sex
this
ex.
about your blowjob abilities, what would it be?
It's 100.
Sure. Yep. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy.
100. It just keeps it
So
vague.
to all the potential boys out there, yes.
She's a deep throater, and it's well received.
Emma's family.
And if you
And
want to get a head
we're
start
sorry.
on my future person that we might
interact with.
interact with their penis, go
Oh,
ahead.
not we. I was just saying we.
I mean,
For
Emma-
knowledge purposes.
Emma might interact with their penis. Go ahead and start drinking that pineapple juice
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
if you want to like court her.
Also eat some kiwi.
Kiwi.
All the
Some
sweet
apples.
fruits.
That's new.
Oh,
Eat
all
some
the tropical
oranges.
fruits.
This is
Yeah,
a farmer's
eat
I
all the
like
tropical
oranges.
fruits.
I like
Just
oranges.
Eat
visit
that
a farmer's
jicama.
market more often.
Jicama. Start chewing on that sugar cane.
If you're a farmer, go ahead and DM her. She's
Isn't
all
there a
about that
farmer's
organic
local
life.
or
Farmers only.
Farmers. There you go.
Farmers.com.
Was
No.
El Chapo a farmer? Wasn't it?
Oh, he's a
Of
weed
certain
farmer.
other
Doesn't like that weed
crops.
Ew.
Weed gum.
Ew.
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 Ew. Ew.
That has an aftertaste.
Weed cum or just weed?
I don't know.
I both, so I can't imagine like it in cum. It's
I
probably
cannot
like
believe
very...
you just shared that, you guys. Seriously.
What?
Well, we're happy
making
and
you
honored to be here when that
We're
happens.
making you explore your womanhood. Own it.
No, I can explore
We
my
celebrate
womanhood
that.
And
We
in
celebrate the
privacy. Thank
open
Oh,
you
but we
very
celebrate that. We
No,
celebrate
thank
that.
you.
You have
Know
that
about
gift.
it. I told you I'm an exhibitionist.
And I'm sure that
Explore it.
helped out my wife,
Yeah.
you know, to explore that.
much.
further.
I can give you
We're
some
gonna have to
tips later,
practice the
Cindy.
depthness of my throat. Is it depthness of my
Yeah.
throat? Okay.
Yes.
So did you guys
Definitely.
learn anything about each other through this whole podcast?
Oh,
Or you guys are good, right?
My husband needs a little bit more attention, I feel like.
Maybe.
But I mean,
Maybe.
he won't let me explore his butthole. That's about it.
I think it's like it's like a
got
compromise,
quiet.
right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
give and take,
like,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
honestly, I didn't know. Like I've never heard her
Talk about my
express
exes.
that. No. Express the fact that she couldn't see her life without me.
Yeah.
that's something
because
that
he's
I
like
don't-
the
I
fun
don't
part
see
of my
that.
life.
I've
He
never
is.
known
That's
that.
big.
Yeah.
That's big. Right
Yeah,
there.
it's a big part because he's like my de-stressor, right? Not just like it's physically, emotionally, all that. He's the one that gets me away from like everyday stress. So he makes that part easier on me. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, tears.
Okay, I'm
Love
about to cry.
tears. Don't get cry.
All right.
Zerk and his cute little toes.
Oh, thank you. I
They're
had
so
a
like perfect.
I had a foot massage the other day. So.
I think you need to like show your viewers your toes. They're like extremely perfect.
How about the?
They're like, well,
I mean, there may be a lady out
I'm
there.
uncomfortable now.
I'm
Let's
pretty
talk about your
jealous.
toes,
just-
Zorric.
There may be a lady out there who likes to suck toes.
I just finished on myself. Just
oh, sir, do you like your toes sucked?
maybe.
Because
No, you gotta answer now.
well
I answered.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Are you
Okay.
opposed to butt play?
I have not tried that before.
You
So he will
should.
try it.
I think
So
you
you're
should.
not opposed
I think
to
you
it,
should,
though.
everybody
When you
should
try
be
it, Mando,
open to
I'll try
everything.
it.
I mean, I was
He
kind
was
of
halfway
forced.
there. He was,
I was
forced
kinda forced.
to hashtag me too.
But I'm not
sorry.
against it.
I
I'm not against it.
apologize.
Ever since what was it called?
Apple.com.
American Pie. And dude had that, that he had that nurse do all that stuff.
But she was a hot nurse, though.
Yeah.
She was
That's another stereotype, like hot women raping young
I'll take
guys.
it.
No, we have to break these things.
But I'm not opposed to it, but I just have to give me a heads up. That's it.
I think one time will be okay. And then
Okay.
if mom
if
doesn't like it,
I like it,
If you don't like it, then
yeah,
it's
if he doesn't like it,
done,
that's
said
fine.
and done. Yeah.
But my thing is, if I like it, you better be ready.
Because
I'm
I'm
coming
like
home,
it a lot.
and
You better
I'm-
be ready with them
yeah.
fingers clean, the little finger
Let's
condoms.
go.
What is Emma doing right now?
I don't know.
She's
I'm just Googling how to spell CocoAndre correctly.
CocoAndre.com.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like C-O, capital C-O.
You
or
have-
if it was
No,
like,
it
you have
doesn't
notes
matter.
over there.
People try to
I do.
separate it into two words, and I'm like, what the hell? Like,
well, I didn't know if it was like CocoAndre or if it's like
Coco
CocoAndre.
Andre. So Andre comes from my mom's name. So my mom's name is Andrea,
Oh.
and my grandfather used to call her Andre when she was little, and then we just threw in that Coco because of like Coco Chanel and like her whole thing of like
oh my gosh, I love
imitators will always copy me. Like
Yeah.
Google her like lines.
I
We
love
did.
Coco Chanel.
Yeah.
I like watch all her documentaries.
all
and
her lines
crap.
are like very
Yeah.
strong. So it's like we.
I
threw
don't
that
like Coco. I don't like Chanel No. 5, but that's another story.
I don't like any of her perfumes. Is that what to say?
I like Tom Ford.
Well,
I have like
Tom Ford, come sponsor me, please.
please do not buy the Coco Chanel blue.
Anyways, have you guys had like
I love you, Coco.
like a penis like chocolate?
No, we don't do penis chocolates because my mom's there. She's still very conservative. I'm not
Okay, that's
opposed to
fine.
penis chocolates. So if you want
But
to
you
DM me,
did have someone
So
approach you about that. a
basically-
if
while
you
ago.
DM me, I will make your penis
So
chocolate.
Cindy, for
It'll be Coco
Zoric's birthday
under-
next year, if I were to be like, hey,
Girl,
Cindy,
I
I
need
need
a
a
penis.
I need a penis for Zorric.
I don't want a
I
penis.
would
I want
make
like
it-
J Lo. Give me a bust of J Lo.
I will give you a
Can I
butt.
like a like a penis?
I'll give
and
you a
boobs,
booty.
or-
I wanna-
I'll give you a booty.
I
Can
wanna
I give you
J-Lo.
a penis, boobs, and
I'll
butt?
give you a booty and a little penis so you can
I might
insert your
taste the penis, but
into
chocolate
the booty.
penis.
Because
Just out of
booty stuff
curiosity.
is okay.
You know, it's okay. It's
Booty stuff
2019.
is okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's consensual. Booty stuff is okay.
Consensual.
All right, guys.
One more question.
Yes,
Before we go, are you
It's gonna
opposed
turn
to
its
giving
I
butt
have.
play?
I have given.
But
First of all, what was it called? The shocker back. It was called the shocker back in
that
my
was
day.
so gross and weird. People had it on their cars.
What? Say that
Yeah.
again? What is
Yeah.
Did you
that?
never see the shocker
It was like
symbol?
It was like
it's
two
like
in
that.
the middle and one
And then
in
the
the
Two in the
stinker or
pink,
yeah,
one in
the
the
stinker.
or something,
I have it
yeah.
memorized.
Dan Cook did it a lot. actually.
Yeah.
It was Dan Cook's fault. Damn him. With his weird
Y'all can
comedy.
ask next time y'all see Ralph. Ask Ralph about the pink sock. And I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.
Ooh, I
gonna
hope
leave it
you're
there.
listening to this right now because you know I'm
I'm
going to
gonna write this
ask you
down.
next time I
Pink
see
sock.
because I'm going to Selena
Ralph.
weekend.
Are you? We all
Yeah.
are. We love them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked for like 2.5 hours.
Hey, just letting you know, you're like your friend just sold you out on something.
Pink sock.
I mean, if he tells you that's his thing, but I
Yeah.
doubt it.
If
All
he
right.
blushes, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing.
Is Rafa single
Okay.
right now?
He's a single.
So
Last time he was here, Zorric.
I mean, I thought something happened.
Can we hook these
I
two
thought
up?
something
or-
happened, and I asked
heard a
him.
lot of drama happen.
I heard, because I listened,
I have off-air stuff to tell you.
and I
Oh my
told
gosh,
him.
This is all on air stuff.
No.
Like,
and I
like,
asked
Somebody
him.
was coming
I
on
asked him
strong.
what happened, but we were surrounded amongst other people,
So we
and
had to
so
refrain.
we didn't get into that.
Deets.
So I'll
Yeah.
see him Wednesday because I have a standing meeting with him every Wednesday.
So I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Did you kiss him?
No, I'll
No,
just
no,
tell you
not
off
yet.
air.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's serious.
Okay.
And
So
just
before we
involved her boobs.
close, let's talk about
Oh my
the
God, it's
things.
10:13.
Yeah. Let's talk about the things that Zorric and I are doing.
Okay.
Zorric and I are going to be part of the Great Love Debate. I'm going to be part of the Great Love Debate in Dallas
Yay.
on Wednesday, March 20th. And if you use the code EMMA at Eventbrite, you get 50% off. And then Zorric is going to be on the Great Love Debate in Plano.
Yay.
Where all the hot old women are.
All the blonde.
And
Who have money.
if you
Yes.
use
That look
the
like Nicole
code,
Richie.
your code is DATE.
Yes.
You get 50% off. So I'm going to be on the panel in Dallas, and I'm going to go to Plano and support Zorric, and vice versa.
What were the dates
Correct.
again?
The
That's
next
It's the 20th and the 21st of March. So I'm going to be on the panel on the 20th.
Awesome.
Zorric's going to be on the panel on the 21st.
So this is the #1 relationship podcast in the United States or
That's
world.
amazing. I'm glad.
That's awesome.
So we
We're
talk
glad to
about
be here
like
for
this
you.
stuff. We talk about
Yep.
anal.
Shout out to Emma and Zorric.
We talk about
And guess who's going to be
Anal
on our
is great.
podcast next time?
Who?
Blowjobs are great.
Brian and Howie.
oh Brian, and then
I don't
who
know who
else?
they are, but
Steven.
And
Better
then
they're not like
Steven Burnett.
Yeah. So we have these like professional relationship people,
Yeah.
and we learn
Hello,
things.
I'm a professional relationship person.
She's the only professional in the
is.
world.
I just talk about like women and men, and
Hello. I
One night
like
stands.
got to question Mando on stuff.
you did. You guys got
And
so.
it
That was good.
beautiful.
That was good, and I
Thank
thank
you.
you.
You need
Thank
to
you
like
for that.
pay her in like a shot or something. Like next time. Like
Anyways,
drinks.
so we're going to be on the Great Love Debate next week. So please get your tickets now at eventbrite.com. Our pictures
Hyenas
are posted at
in
Hyenas
Plano.
Nightclub
Oh, we're
in Plano
going.
and in Dallas.
Can you get us in for free?
No, you gotta
Oh,
get your tickets
damn.
now.
Mm,
Sorry.
we'll get you something.
However, like you guys have to buy your tickets
have to
online
try.
now because they will not be sold at the door. That is something that's like a
Is that
really
true?
strict. Yes, it's very true.
Okay, Emma's gonna come like with her 3 bars, three bras.
Yes, I will be there with my 3 bras.
She's
Actually,
gonna come
no.
with 3 bras.
I'm gonna be
on.
there with my Spanx and my push-up bra.
Get it, girl.
Mm.
That sounds sexy AF.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim Kardashian, for running Spanx online.
So we're super excited to be a part of this, and then of course, like he's gonna be on air, so we can't wait to see you guys there. So please buy tickets and support us.
Okay, and
And
anything else? Can you plug something, guys? You have anything like your website?
CocoAndre.
Please be a hoe. Explore your body.
Butt plug.
Explore yourself. Don't be afraid of anything. And
I
that's
have-
just like my movement. Don't be afraid of anything. Do whatever
No, I have nothing.
it takes.
Okay, Mando, your kick business. Your
Oh, actually, we
Expo
do. We
420.
do have an event on
323.
420.
I will come and hang
She will
out.
come. She
Do
will
I
come.
know anything about men's shoes?
We will.
It's going to be at Four Corners on
No
420.
way! I
And
love
you guys
Four
come and
Corners.
No,
join
we will support you.
You
Like,
guys
Yeah,
come
we'll
out.
come hang
You
out.
guys come out.
I love Four Corners.
413. I'm having a market at CocoAndre.
Okay.
I'll
To
come hang out
empower
to that
women
too. Yeah.
and people of color and actually
Yeah.
any gender, honestly.
Yeah,
So-
I love supporting women of color.
We will plug
Cheers.
that for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah,
like
let's
both
plug
events.
that.
Get-
Yeah,
let's get
yeah,
your more
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
about it.
So please support us. Please
Yeah.
come visit us at our shop. We're a small business. We're always trying to empower people of color.
So just funny side story.
Okay.
How I asked Cindy and Mando to come here. 'Cause I
Oh
was
my
at-
God.
I was at Four Corners one night, and
Yes.
all of a sudden looked over, and I'm like,
I know
I know them. I'm like, and I didn't want to be too creepy because I heard them on De Colores, and then I went to their Dia de los Muertos event, and then I was like, I feel like I know them, but I'm still gonna go up to them. So like I had a few beers, and then I was like, Liquid Courage, what's up? So I went up to them,
Aw.
and I was like, hi, I'm Emma.
That's it?
You're beautiful, Emma.
Thank
yes.
you.
And
I
then
was
in-
like, here.
I was like, hi, I'm Emma, and I like heard your Coco.
like, say no more.
Your
I'm
De Colores
here.
episode, and then I went to your Dia de los Muertos episode, but you don't remember me, and that's okay.
You and your beautiful boobs were there.
The F's.
And those
My
lashes,
boobs-
though.
Oh, yes.
Girl.
What up?
Shout out to your lash lady.
Mhm.
They're beautiful.
Her name is Angie.
He's like, what?
Zorric. So, like, for the first time ever, I was like, Zorric, you're not going to notice something about me, but you're going to notice something about me. And then, so, like, recorded a whole episode, and I was like, really? You're not going to comment on it? And
Like,
he,
did you brush your
stared at me.
teeth or something?
He's like,
I mean-
you
I
got
don't
your
know.
lashes done. And I was like, yes, Zorric.
And they're beautiful. I
you.
appreciate a
Yeah.
good lash.
Like,
But
She
yeah.
lives in Oak Cliff, too.
I do. I used to get my lashes done. Then we had to stop because of the chocolate.
Oh, got it.
Just
Okay.
in case they fall.
so the 13th.
Yes, the 13th we're having a women's market or a people of colors market because our shop is there basically to empower people of color that might not have brick
What's
and
it called
mortars.
though? Like, what is it?
We don't have a
No name.
theme for it really. Like I think we're just
It's
gonna
just a
call
market.
it like Spring Clean.
Is there like an address or like a location?
Oh, so our address is 508 West 7th Street.
Okay, so at your
Please
place.
come visit it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have chocolate. We'll have all kinds of different vendors and food.
Okay.
And then it'll just be a good time, and we'll have a DJ and music, so everybody
Oh,
can
that's
dance.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go to that.
Yes, and then on 420, Mando.
We're having a collaboration event with Four Corners. So we have
Deep Ellum, right?
No, it's actually in the Cedars.
Off Irving.
And it's actually
Corners. Is
St.
that
Paul.
with the
St. Paul.
chicken?
Yes,
No.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's off of like
St. Paul.
Ackerd and
In St. Paul. In
St.
Irving.
Paul,
In
Irving,
St. Paul.
in that little area.
I thought that was like Trinity Groves.
It used
No,
to be
it's
there.
Cedar.
It used to be there.
It used to
They
be.
moved like 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
So the place is actually really nice.
Okay.
So they have a
Beautiful.
nice
They're like our
outside
best
patio
friends.
area.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's really
FC
nice.
Brewing is where I do trivia, and I've got like a third place for the past
Stop.
3
You do
years.
the
On
trivia
Sundays?
nights?
Yes,
We're
I
going
go
to
on
Nice.
go when
Sundays.
you're there. You have to text us.
Our name is the Wine Walkers.
Yeah, nice.
Aw, so
After Game of
cute.
Thrones.
Obviously.
But
Nice.
because like Game of Thrones is coming like during April, like we won't be able to go.
Oh, because you're going to do like a whole movie thing.
Yeah, we have like watch parties.
Yeah,
we get
they
into
do.
it. I gave Zorric a Game of Thrones wine for his birthday.
It's like it's
that
waiting.
he can't open.
I can't. I'm waiting.
until Game of
So
Thrones.
you guys are into Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Both yeah. Do you
Or
like
not.
dragons?
I am House.
So if somebody like
Targaryen.
role played, like they were dressed as like, what is one of those dragon things in the movie?
Like
Would
a
you be
dragon?
into it?
Like a dragon?
As a dragon. Would you be into it?
I'd need someone to be Jon Snow, and I could be Daenerys, the
But not
queen
a
of
dragon?
dragons. No, I don't want to have sex with dragons. That's weird. Unless,
it's
hold
kinda
on,
cool.
no.
It's a
Unless you're
dragon- a
Smog.
fire-breathing
no.
being.
Unless it's Smog
I don't
from
know
The
anything about
Hobbit,
it.
who was voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch.
I don't know.
Then
anything about
yes, because when Benedict Cumberbatch voiced the dragon in The Hobbit, I was like, oh hell, I've never been turned on by an animal, but like right now I'm really turned on by you because I know it's Benedict Cumberbatch. When he was like, you know who I am.
Do you have a boner right now?
Ooh,
it. She
kind
does. I
of.
can see it in her pants.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, you know how much I love him.
Yeah. So your
I have
event,
to Google all this.
do we pay or is it free?
It's a free.
Free event?
It's free.
Okay.
We may
It's
do a
free.
rolling contest with some hops.
Like rolling like weed or
With
like
hops.
Yeah, we're gonna
hops.
roll
Hops.
hops, not weed, because
weed.
it's 420.
Yeah.
But
That's what
so
I'm thinking, like,
exciting.
We gotta
It should
see
be
a
fun.
theme. We gotta
It'll
see
be
a
fun.
theme. Yeah.
We will
Okay,
be there.
so we'll
we
be there.
will be there at Kickspo.
Kickspo 413, 420.
No,
Yes.
420 Kickspo. CocoAndre 413.
413.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be there. I'll bring my mama to the
Sí.
430.
Trae a tu
430.
mamá.
Nope, my Spanish is coming out.
413?
El Salvadorian.
El Salvadoreño.
Will there be like
There'll be
No, I can't sing.
tostones.
What?
Say it.
Horchata?
will there be like women, like single women there?
Oh my God!
For,
there's
for our
always
audience.
women.
There's actually
So the audience for the chocolate shop is mostly women, and
Mostly women.
I feel like men are really missing out.
Yes,
Like,
that
you
is
need
true.
to come
There's
to
some
this
beautiful
chocolate
ladies there.
shop, 'cause
So-
there's like, we have like a diversity.
We have a
going
singles
on,
group
like,
that we
Yeah.
can send to you. Like
Yeah,
we have like
you need to
1,500
bring
people.
them. You need to
Because
bring
like,
them.
so what was funny is when, okay, so the last time I
There's a
traveled,
lot of women.
yes.
the last time I traveled out of the U.S. was Scotland, and it was for like one of my birthdays. I can't remember which one.
Oh my God, we need to have a singles match.
We could have a
Yeah.
singles thing at your place.
We should.
We should. Let's talk out
Oh,
there.
we will
Oh
talk.
my gosh.
Aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Women,
like make chocolate
men.
together,
oh
right?
my gosh.
But so like in Scotland, all I did was like drink whiskey. That's really all I did, and watch the World Cup because it was during the last, not this last World Cup, but the one before that.
Yeah.
And I love World Cup. Like I love football. I get really into it, and I cried a lot. Because
do you
my
go
teams
for?
lost. Well, it was España.
It's Maya.
And then it was like, and of course, like I have to root for America, right? So at first, I was like that really like quiet, like a low down American that I was like, oh my gosh, America's gonna lose because we were in this team with like Germany and like Africa and who else? Like we were with really good countries that I thought we were gonna kick out the first round, and then we didn't. And then when we started, like as America we started winning, I was like, I'm American. Like I started yelling that, and I was like, yeah, I'm winning. Woo, we're the
Anyways,
best.
the penis. What happened?
Anyways, with the penis.
What happened with him?
happened?
So then, okay, so the point of my story is that during all these whiskey tastings, it was a lot of men. And I was like,
There
this
was
is a
no
great,
women. It's
there was
the
like very
best
few women.
time. Women don't insert themselves into spaces.
They
that
don't
women
insert
they
themselves.
themselves into. If you're looking for the dick, you need to insert yourself
Yes.
into these spaces.
And one of the things that I did, so I lived by the American Airlines Center, so I was across the street from the Happiest Hour, and a lot of times, like, I would just go to the Happiest Hour and hang out, and I haven't done that
So
in such a long
fancy.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really
We had a
bougie.
meetup over there, so don't
We
even
did.
don't even say that.
We ran out of wine again. Okay, keep going.
No.
And
there's-
so,
there's right- there's
more
right
wine.
Go
like
ahead.
Cersei Lannister.
And then penis. What
And
happened?
so then, but like, yeah, no, like for reals, like I like this year, I was like, what do I need to do in order to like surround myself with men again? It's not that I want to be single.
We're
It's
gonna
just like I just want
invite
to have
them.
Go
fun
to the
again.
chocolate.
Into the
well,
CocoAndre. Zorric's gonna invite all the male friends.
we can get
And
people
then
to go.
Mondo's gonna set me
Yeah.
up with his male friends that are
We're
single.
going to all the sneaker shows. You
Yeah.
can find your 7
Yeah,
years
dudes go to that.
younger.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna tell us stories about our past
Don't
guests
be afraid
about
to
me.
date 7 years younger than you. Don't be afraid to date you 7 years.
I know. You
younger
know
than
what's so funny is that I do have a rule about that because my sister just turned 30 and I'm gonna be 32 this year.
Girl, you're
And
the
so
babe.
like
We're
I
the
do
same
have a rule that I don't date anyone younger than my sister.
age. You have to. This is
obviously
what we're
this is
doing.
proof. You guys are helping me break my rule.
We
It
have
works.
a child. We are
It works.
working. We're functioning.
Beautiful.
We're a married
Zorric is
couple. We
worried.
have a house.
Zerk is worried.
Oh my gosh, it's about the 3 hours.
This
Okay,
is-
we're done.
this
Oh
is-
my
Okay, we're
God,
done.
sorry.
This is
But
like an
yes,
episode of like Game
don't
of
be
Thrones.
afraid to date younger. Don't be afraid to date younger.
Okay,
we're gonna
is that it?
Close
That's
out now.
it,
Yes,
yes.
fine.
Bye.
Is there any other
We love
like
you guys.
any penis jokes or like
Follow
vagina stories?
CocoAndre.com_chocolatier.
Okay.
Instagram.
All right. So you can can't even speak. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play,
Game
or
of Thrones will be in 28
Spotify.
days.
Game of Thrones will be in 28 days, or wherever you get your podcast. Tune in. We're also on Radio Republic.
Oh.
Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like some radio
It
thing.
sounds fancy.
It is like kind of fancy. If you like what you hear, please send us an email at hello@daypodcast.com.
Team us with your dirty secrets.
Tell us your dirty secrets. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter. And
Zorric is looking for that wife.
I am looking for a wifey.
Wait, I thought you had a girlfriend.
I do.
Okay.
Well, she could turn into a girlfriend. And if she wants to DM her secrets, she can.
Oh, she's been on the show. Last show.
Oh, I want to see her now.
Not last year.
Last show.
last
Two
show.
shows.
Last two.
Two shows.
Okay, we're tuning out.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right,
Well,
bye
thanks a lot for
everyone. Thank you so much for
listening.
putting up with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.